Oi. 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 Hello. Hello. Good evening, everybody. It has been a little bit. Even though it hasn't been that long, it felt like it has been forever. The last thing we did was watch a movie in the Discord. You guys need to come to the second one, you know? It's gonna be one next Saturday, maybe. It's going amazing. I always feel better knowing that you guys are here. Let me start saying hi to everybody, starting off with somebody who's actually first, and followed by Miu, and then Seedtops, the goat. Chawoo. Yes, are here. Today, we're gonna be playing Psychopomp, which was actually recommended by Danny. Apparently, it's good stuff. So I'm really curious about. What was that? Is that Kai? Last doing some Helldivers too? Holy! Welcome here as well to this side. But yeah, we were gonna play some Psychopomp. I have no idea what it is. Apparently it's a short game. We can probably finish it in this stream. And then I saw that there was a DLC coming out for it. It has a little bit more to it. So we'll check it out. Let me feature. Alright, let's go. Alright, this is what we got. And I hope you guys are well tonight. Did you not everybody has special powers and they've kept it a secret from me my entire life? But I won't stand for that. That's why I made a helmet. A machine that lets me read people's minds when I want to. Or Psychopomp for short. But something happened to me when I put it on. It didn't let me read people's minds, but it did let me see something else. A world that was hidden from me. that everybody knew about. A world hidden in plain sight, with all sorts of animals and creatures and dead bodies. There are catacombs hidden under every public government building. I will not allow any more secrets to be kept from me. We put the rat a little bit smaller here. Wait, how did these... Oh. How interesting. So the movement is kind of like those old RPGs. She has a really cute smile though. Freaky. So I have to go to the touch. So point and click. Actually, I am marching right now. I put this thing on the top. So I make sure I don't miss any of you guys. There we go. Alright, and I almost forgot to put the volume back on. Now you guys should be able to hear it just fine. Miss Streamer, you forgot the game audio and said, no, I didn't. Who's this? Danny. You come here and the first thing you do is criticize me? I can't take it. It's only gonna get worse and worse. Thank you for banning Danny Kite. Thank you. I have this hammer icon. I'm gonna use the hammer on this thing. Oh, well, I guess I guess that answers that question. It happens, you know. Oh, come on. Some doors need to be opened with items. To use an item, open inventory with the inventory icon. Wait. I even have a key. I should. Oh, okay, so that's what that is. Then drag the item to the door. Okay, I see. I'm surprised it's not hotkeyed to the number keys like the other ones are. Keep going. There's so much work to be done. Remember, you can hold control to move around freely. Whoa! Okay, that's nice. Pat the dog. You pet the dog. He wags his tail and licks your fingers. Yay! What? Oh, what the? Okay. Don't idle here, you have much to do. Don't worry, for there is a plan for everything. I'm sure you will see in due time, my friend. Ain't no way. World mode. Choose a destination. Where do we want to go, chat? Do you want to go to the Frats? Where's the children's hospital or the public school? All places for wholesome interactions, I'm sure. One, two, three. I'm not gonna say the line. Not every enemy is a friend. Have you ever tried asking what your father's true name is? Oi! Sure! Hey, let's go! Welcome! I hope you guys already have subscribed to the Chupa. Not even follow, just sub. Hey Nico, what's your stream title say? This is based on true events. Danny says that this game is made IRL or something. It's hard to enter a public building. The buffoon who invented locks and windows has never heard of a hammer. And we've already somebody's already met Hammer to face. Unfortunately, they had to be the one who had to find out, you know? It's good to have you guys. Hey! I'm getting poked, then grabbed, and patted. Guys are so sweet. Now she had an axe instead of the lore accurate. One of you guys actually got me the axe straight from the forest. And I treasure it every day. Nico, I want a hammer to the face. I mean, if you want. No, wait, no, that's my hammer. You can't do that to me. Thank you for the hand pats as well. Lovely. This movement is so interesting. Because I can only move like this. Wait, maybe if I have to actually turn. I can't just look in a direction. Water treatment. Human waste being processed and cleaned. Made acceptable for consumption again. Chemicals being added to chemicals to remove chemicals. For some reason Wait. Human waste being processed and cleaned? Made to be consumed again? Like the human waste is being made to? If human waste treatment is for safety and concern, why is there an elevator heading straight down into the human waste? What could be hidden down there? You know, exactly. I'm doing just well, Fluffy. I had an amazing amount of rest. So I hope to impart some of this rare energy with you guys as well. And if it is such a big secret, why is it so easy to go down here? Sick fucks. You know what? She's so right there. One man's waste is another one's treasure. I would like to think as well. So why don't we go down the septic tank and find out what's over there? Last I checked, somebody on Craigslist made a whole posting and wanted to jump into somebody's septic tank. Maybe they found something we don't know. The pipes look rusty from years of decay. They look like they only have a few days left in them. My blind butt read the game title and thought it was Psychopomp. You know, that is kind of nice to think. Maybe could Nico be a pimp? I don't know if I have enough frizz. To be fair though, like that TikTok guy who crashed his car that one day. Apparently that guy's a pimp because big TikTok stars can just be pimps now, you know. So that OnlyFans. Would you rather be a pimp or a psycho? That's the question. Who's that? Not every friend. You know what? I have a bad feeling about this. The more they look, the more likely they are to be dangerous. I'll have my hammer out. Hello. Oh, hello! Why aren't you a cute one? Say, isn't there nothing better than being tangled up? Would you like to be tangled up? Do I? You tried to touch the stock thing, but it grabs your hand. You barely managed to pull your hand free at the last moment. The double thing stock things look at you with all of its eyes. It seems to beckon towards you. I give her that, but you know what? That's what you get. I knew it. They were too cute. Ah! are they so actually yeah. The IAL ones were the evil ones all along. The cuter they are, the more you have to be suspicious about them. See what I mean? Yeah. Read this. I feel like I just woke up the other day for the first time. I have memories before Sunday, but they feel so hazy, so much less vivid. I feel so awake now, so real. I just can't stop smiling. Something good has happened. It's happened. Man, I wish I could be that happy. Maybe I just need to let the IAS embrace me, you know? I think that's what I have to do. If I see some of them like do an IAM march, I think I'd be sold. Wouldn't you like to be tangled up? No, I don't want to be tangled. Get the fuck away from me! Maybe I should have tried to talk to it. What, guys? Hey, you wanna be friends? It's so fun to live off of human waste. We funnel human byproduct into our queen, who in turn replicates the raw flesh and milk for us. Milk! You regret touching the nugget. Your hands are covered in a greasy slime now. Oi, Danny! Stop being a fucking muppet and leave Chu alone. You're just jealous of her charm. Let's go! Yeah, what? You should just have to call you out before you even say anything, you know? Haven't you read 1984? Thought crimes are not allowed, not even here. Okay, I don't want to just turn corners like that. I'm scared. Is that a friend? I like your style. Tell me about yourself. It's moving around in a way that really pisses you off. My queen, my special key, the queen gave it to me. My special love gave it to me. If everyone ever took it, I'd explode. I'd be so mad. It almost instantly wriggles out of your grasp and begins dancing again. What? Well, you have something I need. Oh wait, I thought he said he had the key. No, I killed him for no reason. Oh well. Brother, it wanted the key, and so did I. So did I, Danny. You see, there's a problem between that, him and I. Bum, 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 bum. What kind of fever dream were they going through to come up with this game? Is this the door? I don't think it is, right? It's the purple one earlier. Yeah, that's right. I think Brat was probably my first pecora, I mean. And then the Corone. Have confidence. No confidence. Let me put this. Yay! Just you wait. Maybe I'll visit her later. Maybe now's not the right time, you know? Sometimes you have to see what else is out there in the world before you settle for the one path. You know what I mean? Maybe life has other things to offer, like whatever's behind this gate that we opened the first time. Surely. Here we go. Nope, I think this is just going back to the entrance, so we might not even have a chance for them. Can I open these boxes? Does that have HP? Nope. Alright. Now it's just a shortcut, so, yeah, maybe we're cooked. My queen! No, it was not me. I did not. What is this really tight quarters? Gonna be a freaking jump scare. Hello? Maybe we could be friends, you know? I just wanna talk to you! Wait, can I touch it? Stream is done. Oh no!
Yes.
Wait, is it still dying? I'm going to scream if my stream is dying. Better not be! Chat, let me know if it's so bad. No, it should be good now. It looks like it went green. Okay, there we go. Who did that? Who's trying to sabotage this stream? No, it was not on your end. Whoa, this is a church. It's a statue meant to be worshipped. They're a bit crude. The wings are quite striking. Thank you for the poke. Can I talk to it? You talk to this statue, but it feels a bit embarrassing to do so. I don't even know what that was. What is this? The kind of concrete you want to lick. Full of textures and holes. Yay, I'm healed! Let's go! Can I bonk the statue? Will it just like come to life? You know, no. I could see Kai saying that, but more likely she was gonna say instead, guys, hear me out. I'm just saying. That's what she would have said instead. Okay, whose character is this? I'd say this one is the Danny character. And knowing that... Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, you startled me. This holy place has been overrun by those sparkly-eyed freaks. I can barely do anything to keep them away. This straight woman's eyes look angry, but mostly tired. You reach out to playfully yank her hair, but she doesn't let you. She's mean. Why the fuck would you do that? My inner monologue just speaks to me in ways that just make sense. Why would she do that? I was so nice to her. I was the one person who was not a sparkly-eyed freak. And yet, that's the treatment that I get. It's just like life, isn't it? You try to be the better person in a world where everybody else is out for themselves. And this is how you pay you back. No wonder why everybody's gone so rotten. That's just the kind of society we live in, isn't it? It really doesn't surprise me anymore. My queen! Ay, hello! What? Her form has taken up the entire room, swollen from years of gestation and propagation. After all this time, look at that lovely smile. Hello, Nico. Looks like a chill and bright game tonight. Yeah, look at these happy faces. This is just how I feel right now. You know? Oh, is it time for me to go? No, I never said that. The royal nugget looks at you with an air of pomp and circumstance. She was a good queen. However, like all good queens, she must eventually be recycled. Do us a favor and use those hands of yours to get the job done. Book. Book. You place your hand on the queen's forehead. It feels cold and glassy, like porcelain. Book. Heavy is the crown. The guillotine has been set before the queen was born, and will be set for many generations of milk babies like her to come. Yo, you know this seems like such a Casper Chew Twitch.tv Casper Chew game, just because of all the milk references. They hear me out in the IAS. Okay, well, I guess we have to bash the queen's head, and I'll take that. Come! Maybe there's an ending where I don't have to kill the queen, you know? Or is her big ass is just gonna cover the exit? I think it is. Alright. Boink. 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 Why won't you die? Maybe I have to kill the other ones first. The queen! Ruby! Hello! You better shout her out or I'm going to scream. Oh my god, you. I'll do it myself. There you go, underrated streamer. Please also follow her like all of our friends in chat. I think I'm missing something. Do I need a bomb? What's the tea? Oh, hey mate. What's the fucking tea? Why isn't she dying? Am I missing something about part of the puzzle here? I didn't know that there was a puzzle to providing death. Even they're not even fighting back. They're just like, can you please just kill her? Look at the top of her. White smoke. What? The actual guillotine up there? And how do I reach this? How the frick do I get up there? I think I might have an idea, and that's a key in my hand in it. And there was a door downstairs. Wait, so you're saying I didn't have to bunk those guys to death for no reason whatsoever? I kinda just did that. Oh wait, we have a sprint! The day I learned. Can I jump? Can I just jump? No, I can't. Look! Okay, I probably have a dodge because I just pressed it once I went to remove all of my purple thingy. Or not. I'd be bugged. Hello? Anyone here? Somebody just goes behind the door. I'm like, oh! I don't know, Ruby. No, wait, no. No, I've never been gotten spooked yet. This game is a baby's game, you know? Yeah, it's a baby's game because you know what the other two locations are other than the sewage plant. The other choices that we had were the public school and the I think the children's daycare. Those were actually the other two choices, and we just went with the human sewage place because you know nothing like returning to the home. The home of the Korean. Because they just touch it. That was not the guillotine. Wait, where is that? Where? I don't know. I feel like maybe sometimes. Like the MC, her portrait gives me like Tumblr, multiple personality disorder kind of girl kind of thing. But maybe I would probably feel the same if I was here. And the first thing I see are cute monsters with those like fake anime masks, but it's probably not even a mask. Don't forget to double check. So this is probably the shortcut it wants me to go. Oh, thinking. I'll just follow that path. Someone should definitely do that for Halloween. An anime mask horror. We're so right about that though. But we've already been there. That's where we got the first thingy, and that person was like, meh, I don't want to talk to anyone. I mean, they kind of already do that in real life. It's not even Halloween. They just make those real dolls, you know, for people who are super lonely. And then there's like the really early prototypes. You look at their faces and you wonder, what would God feel, knowing what he knows? Has he always been silent because of just how absolutely appalled he has felt about the human existence, and that truly he has no words to start, to know to or even to begin? And every time something that just completely blows his mind out of the water is another minute that he goes into a deep silence. It's just why we'll never ever hear from him ever again. Is that how God works, guys? I think so. We've never been forsaken. We just keep pushing him away, giving him no reason to give us any more love. Hello. It's my persona. The third woman looks severely disappointed, mostly in herself. Yoi, oi, welcome! The bridge was raised, but there's nothing over here. I had hoped there was maybe food here and I could bring to my village, but I suppose it was just a pipe dream. All that is here is a lousy, rusty lever. Where? Wormst is it? Can I poke her in the back? Reach out to touch the face, but the woman bats your hand. How fucking dare you! See, guys, when you poke my face, do you see me like raising my hand back at you? Do I like pull a gun and shoot you? Is that what I do? No. Oh my god, guys, you poking me? That's so cute. Oh, I wonder what happened down there. Oh well, that's crazy, huh? Nobody's nice anymore in this world. Nobody ever treats each other like another human being. That woke me up so fast. I'm glad. I'm glad I can at least give you some of that. And like I said, the very first thing I said is that I hope to give you some of my energy because I got to have some rest. Rare. Come on. Good morning. Now off we go. Let's go visit the queen, shall we? I think she was this way. Yeah. This is the shortcut. And then I take the hallway to the right here. Maybe I can prove I am no longer directionally challenged. I do love that this game has a compass on it. Hello, my queen! Are you the queen? You got an egg of the earth. Let's go! Transient location. Oh yeah, the translocation. Outside the fold. The Threat Village. Oh, my head sticky keys. Hammer out just in case they got something to complain about. The third woman looks very hungry. And more than that, she looks worried. Food has been hard to come by. We have to go out searching, and sometimes those who go don't come back. It's impossible to raise livestock down here. If you find any food, please bring it down here. Sticky thinkies. What is this? Yesterday, I ate a rat. It was real gross. Everyone tells me we should eat all sorts of stuff, but now it's just rats and old hamburgers. Fucking dare you eat rats. Our village was forced down here after all of that. Yeah. Rat! You can't eat the rat! Don't you know who our real idol is? Right there! On the bottom, you see that right there! Our village is flushed down here. All of the humans appeared on the surface. It's horrible. This is our home. And they call this place our world. Earth makes me sick. Okay, now I'll just poke. She's mean, but why would she do that? She's got the kind of angst that I can understand, you know what? This is our Earth. This is the kind of place we live in. Tisk. You reach out to touch her face, but the third woman moves out of the way at the last moment, looking at you funny. What is this game about, by the way? Yui? Yeah, we had the same exact question. What was the first thing that she... No. All she said was, when I picked the level, there must be something down at the human excrement recycling plant. I wonder what it is. I think this game is more atmospheric. It hasn't given me anything to tell me what it's about just yet. You wanna touch your face? Why touch face? I don't know what if there's something special about it. Up on the surface the other day, and I saw a human get hit by a car. Everything inside of them spilled out. Nothing but dust and clay. You reach out to poke her in the eye, but the third woman shoots you a look that makes you stop. You're not understandable. See, we went over here and there was practically nothing to even get here. That's what the game has been so far. We were just kind of going places and just looking at this display is what it was. We don't even have that thing that we just got, so I wonder. No, well then, interesting. At least we killed the rat eater. How dare they? Alright, so I guess we get to the next rat eater. The children's hospital. Gameplay tips. Some tips are unlike Rise. Real world tip. There's at least one computer mainframe stored in every public government building. Is she a little twisted in the head? I don't know. Maybe it's like that kind of thing where appearances are deceiving, you know? She seems like she's out of it, but she has reason to be. Children's hospitals have the same smell to them. It's what? No, I missed the lore. Doctors will always smile at you when they say they can't help you. Give them the copay and die more as they tell you that you aren't full of cancer, aren't full of incurable illnesses. Anything to keep you coming back, isn't it? You're only sick once. Smile, sun with face. You know, we need to bring that back, guys. Not just smile, but sun with face. Hear this one. I need to show you guys that video where, I don't know, it's funny, they just kept on referencing that emote. Hospitals feel like the safest place to me, even though I know they aren't. They're the least safe place. A place that will swallow you whole and give you a disease. A place that will cut you open and make others feel good about it. Depending on the context, I think. I mean, if you're cutting them up to save their lives, it might not be a bad thing. Through it all, the elevator is here. I can smell it. The smell of rust and petrol breaking through the clean hospital smell. The door's wide open, waiting for me to enter. Jump, jump! What? Yes, that's how elevators work. I thought I got left behind. I was like, no! Those guys look too nice. I'm going into the dark tunnel. Auntie, yay! Well, like, seasoning like that. Okay, Yuri, and thank you for the shouting out, Yuri. This is my niece. Oh, look, gripas for free. Wait, button. Well, that is the coolest moon I've ever seen. I actually really like that. You know, if Opera had that icon instead, I would probably use Opera. The nurse looks up in a daze, thinking of wonderful heavenly bodies. Beautiful night, isn't it? It makes me feel a lot better knowing when I look at the moon, someone is looking at me back. Oh, that is so cute. I hope you guys have a good time. I can't bring myself to hurt somebody so deep in love like that. This one, however, wants to make love a different way. Okay, maybe I don't touch them then. My 17 even are not favorite anymore. I'm scared, Nico. Glasses gotta be expensive for them. You know what? It could be. I mean, on one hand, it might be expensive because they don't have that massive eye. But if you think about it, the glasses are also half off because they only need to buy a monocle instead. So I'm not sure. The nurse looks at you through an eyeless void. You just know she's thinking about meat. Ayo. Welcome to the lower wing. Here we hope to preserve the most important individuals of humankind, both in honor of their contributions and as a sign for the rest of humanity to follow. pop off. Yo, is that Marcus Aurelius? What do we have there? We have Jaws, we have the catacombs under France, and then we got shiitake mushrooms. Alexander the Great is before you. He quivers and slops in a violent way. There is nothing greater in the world than the feeling of battle. To conquer and to be conquered. To feel that warmth flick on your hand. Wouldn't you agree? I would do anything to feel another man's blood again. Raise your arms! Alright, I guess. Well, I did not expect to see them there. As this thanks for their contributions to society, our patients are surrounded by their most favorite things in life. They'll never get bored. They'll never be unhappy. Wait, so his favorite are the mushrooms? No, I don't like this. You know what that guy reminds me of? That reminds me of that, this game needs mushrooms. You know what? I don't know if you guys have played Song of Saya, but in that game, there's a little blob monster like this that the main character is hallucinating as a really beautiful girl. And I imagine that later on, yeah, good times. To fit in, that you could just put a little picture on them and be like, no, this is my beautiful wife as Alexander the Great. I think I saw another thing too. I don't know what it is, but there was another blob creature that looked like that. And what I remember was them being completely invincible, but they were just this degenerated blob. I know that was in some game. No, it wasn't a game, it was an anime. It was JoJo's part 4, where like a stand user's dad was like turned into a blob in exchange for immortality, and like the whole guy's motivation was to find a way to cure his father and actually let him be killed. Yeah. Plato is before you. He quivers and shakes in a perverse way. I was right about everything in my life, except for the cave. I was totally off the mark for that. No matter. There is no better sound than the sound of children. The touch of children. The smile of children. Socrates agrees with me, so now it is good and right. Fuck you. They're in her suicide. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I can't believe they did this to my boy Plato. Oh, I see. Cleopatra looks before you. She moves and shakes in an ambitious, dangerous way. There is nothing better in life than having people think you're helping them. Popularity is absolutely human moving forward. If you play your cards right, anything seems necessary. A massacre, a young girl with a slit throat, the dissolution of a people, a crushed slave revolt. They'll do it all for you if you know how. Never trust Nico with a hammer. Never trust me with an axe, a knife, even me being in my own devices. Trusting me was your first. Oh! Fine. Oh, what's this say? Recently uncovered text reference to enigmatic figures. Savanashvisheri, Queen of Venus, and Krishna Colvin, King of Mercury. Several ancient textiles depict these beings creating the heavenly bodies and weaving the universe. Their names seemingly refer to two fictitious planets, Venus and Mercury respectively, which they held dominion over. It is thought that these figures acted as a subject of worship. However, their descriptions and depictions within the textiles match no known religions or cultures. Figure A. Symbols of the aforementioned deities note the upright cross, possibly denoting a connection to Christianity. I guess I can see that. Any white arms in the chat can confirm. True. Are you just there to swipe at me? Hello? The nurse wears a plastic keycard around her neck. What a time to be alive. It's really great to get outside every once in a while. Make sure you're going outside. If you're not doing that, you're practically killing yourself. Practically killing her myself, more like. I need that. I had a feeling. God damn it, I'm losing all my points. No! Hello? Oh, God! Yeah. Nurse looked at you. You must understand. Nutrients and meat are siphoned from hospital patients from around the world to keep our VIP guests alive. It must seem brutal, but I bet you've never noticed it until now. Notice these nuts? There we go. Those guys are really bad. They don't deserve life. Especially since that was the yeah chamber. That was 100% needing to go away. I think the other guys were like fine though. I think. I'm not sure. Yep. Oh, I can't. I need another key card. Damn it all. Maybe I can go visit that guy and see what he's going through now. That might be the move, isn't it? I just had to check if there was a key card there, you know? Well, now. Can I talk or look to him? Nothing left for me there. Music to my ears. We need to double check. I think we might have to go on a murdering spree, seeing as all those three are still alive. It makes me wonder though. Why are we here anyways? And why is casual murder just a feature in this world? You're telling me I can just do that? Well, she doesn't have a key card on her neck, so maybe I can connect them in the other side. That was actually for no reason. I don't like killing for no reason, believe it or not. No. Think about it like this. If I separate them now, they will find themselves again in the afterlife. They'll look at me as the villain that took them away from each other. And when they finally reunite, they'll have the greatest love story of all. Each and every one of these small rooms holds an important figure. Each patient has grown up enough they'll be moved to their main room up above. Here, I'll take you. No, let's stop that before I fall another -2. No slaughter! Oh! Don't worry, go if I'm like, ay. Good. No, if I run out of points, I think what happens is that I just perish or something like that. So I'll keep that one to myself. It was like, yeah, no hesitation. I never once doubted, not even for a moment, you know? Okay, Patty is dead. I am Nika. I want to suck. How dare you make me go through that again? I need to delete that clip so I can be free of this suffering. It's not even going to be Halloween anymore, and I'm just going to be repeating that line. We've nourished our patients well. Look at how plump and happy their bodies have become. I'm so proud of them. And I'm proud of you too. The clip went viral? No, it didn't. There's no way you're saying to clip. No. You don't clip those. Your guys are supposed to make me look good. You know, you guys are supposed to make the twitch.tv/NikoMiu channel look like an amazing show. That she's an amazing gamer. She's British. Yeah, you know, that kind of stuff. You got an egg of the earth. Tips. Some creatures don't like the light. Real world tip. Trees are not the only organisms capable of inosculation. Deers, whales, and humans are perfectly capable. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, did you know that I was actually somebody's like second British streamer that they've ever met? I'm never gonna forget that. Every time I think about it, I feel so happy. You know, being somebody's second. What is inosculation? Inosculation is the natural phenomenon in which trunks and branches of two trees grow together in a manner biologically similar to the process of grafting. What? Oh, I see. I typed in inosculation, you know what I found? You want to see this real quick? Yeah, random schizo said, that's not a... No!
Yes.
I think the... Let me show. Okay, thank you. Hydrate. There we go. Now let me open Chroma. Where is it? If I can find it. I mean, it is ice cold water. See this, chat? Look at that. That's an osculation right there. God damn! You know what I mean? Look at that. Fucking ow. And give me one of those. Oh, hydrate. Yeah, apparently it's that thing. God, I wish that was me. Me and who? Me and who? Deers and mouse can do that too. Even Chico Knuckles can do that too. Hey, can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. I hope you're doing well. It's boring here. I'm dying of boredom. I can't stand the desert. Blue, what's your status? The queen? She's awake, but still dormant, trying to hide. Doesn't matter though. Her progress is perfect. What about the other one? The king is so fast asleep, like a pig-dumb snoring baby. Good. Do not wake him up until I tell you. The last thing we need is to deal with both of them at the same time. Not until everything is ready. Oh, do we have to? There's nothing to do around here. Especially these little puppets. It's not like there's a thing to do. These ones don't squirm right, and they make such a mess when they pop. Have patience. Soon we'll have more fun than ever before. If you say so. I'm the boss. Bark! Am I a good boy? The best of the boys. The king of all the boys. Once I see you again, I give you a nice big boom. Sounds lovely. I'll look forward to that. Oh wait, is this channel secure? Should be. Not like it matters. Nobody listening can do anything. It's a flowing orb. Something about it seems simultaneously important and absolutely worthless. It's just a ball. It's just a pair of balls, you know? How about this one? Nothing. Can I talk to it? It seems you are not part of its communication system. I'll touch it. You can barely reach it, but it feels smooth and jittery. There's a great deal of electricity inside. I guess I can break it. Well then. I did not expect that you can talk to your owls like that. Then he bounced 4 meters in the air. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Real world tip. Every building, from hospitals to homes, contains a room that acts as the heart of the building, delivering blood and nutrients to the building extremities. Trying to find your house's heart. Oh, just like that Goat Mom game where there were hearts underneath the house? Yeah, I know about those. Yeah, the emote. Let's see. Let's go to the light. There's a smiley face. Keep that smile going. Cold place where they put them out, kids. Oh, I was so scared. I thought I hate these in horror games where it's like there's a really short dead end and then you're forced to just like, oh. Oi.
Yes.
Yes. I was completely expecting that. Oi. 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 Oi? Red run! Through the smell of pencil, wood, and erasers, I can smell something new. A thick iron smell, and I'm getting close. Is there something back here? No. Red rum! Red rum! When you sleep inside a school, you learn new things. When you sleep inside a school, I taste new things. What's girl eating? Can I have some? Is it good? I mean, she's just got hands. Oi. Dead end. I look at the end of these classrooms and there's only one nerve cell cluster sitting at each of those desks. Close my eyes tightly and I think I might be on the other side of the school. to go straight into that spot then. Just gotta keep that smile going. Okay. Yeah, I think 7TV had a little data migration recently. That's why everything got a little weird. The elevator's this way, I can feel it even if I see it. It's like a vein that goes into a heart. You guys open the email menu, XDD inside? No. So for me, since most of the time when I watch you guys, I'm on my phone, I just memorize the emotes by heart. And I type them out manually, like a goober, because there is no emote thing. Welcome to my factory. I trust that you will find your way around here. And look at how, he's the Omega Low guy. Holy. This is not the Omega factory. And my phone has them saved as subtoolers. Nice. Come! Open valley. When the child looks at the sky, they will make believe about stars, planets, and other lights above. When the adult looks at the sky, they'll see no light, but take comfort in it. They are no stranger in nothingness. When the dead looks at the sky, they will smile and close their eyes, seeing that there was light all along. Stupid! There are no stars. I wonder who's right. This is the main factory floor. I know there is much to ask, but there's a machine surrounding my head, one that will smash into a fine pipe. Will you go and turn off the safeguard so that the machine will turn on? Whoa, smash! The metal man twitches and stares you with a sense of lust. Sexo? Having a factory under an elementary school is so pragmatic, wouldn't you agree? It affords so many opportunities we wouldn't have otherwise. Head of production? So is that what it is? Yes, they just want me to turn off the machine that makes you smash. Let me look down there. No, shush at me, You've never felt the touch of a woman. Let's be real. So don't be harassing the chatters in the chat, okay? Oh wait, it's him. Hold on. Maybe it's my turn to get smashed first. Let's see it, huh? Nico's is jealous I have more charm than she does. Keep on trying, Danny. Medallion Man chatters his teeth when the crusher smashes into the floor. Oh, you made it through. That's a sign of a good worker. A good worker doesn't follow safety protocols and does not die when doing so. Exactly. You know what? You would make it just fine working with submarines. Standards are made to be broken. Regulations only limit human innovation. Wait, what is that up there? Griat! Is that the one that we've been looking for? Medallion Man stands in place. It smells like enamel around here. This is where we make parasitic enamel. Once mature, the enamel will be applied to the teeth of the children up above, and we will learn new things from the words they speak. The information is fed to a generative model, which we will then use to create new children from the lessons. Yep, I read that right. Oh, god damn it! Is the head of production trying to kill himself again? Let me guess. He sent you here so you could crush his skull. Not gonna happen, dumbass. Get the hell out of here. Fuck you. I do whatever I want. He was in my way. I had no choice. He called him a dumbass. You don't say that about your friends. Especially not your bosses. That's so mean. Why would you do that? Are you kidding me? Every person I had to bring the hammer down to deserved it. Every single one. It's not how you treat someone, okay? It is punishable by a bump. Nico, you forgot to rob him before the murder. I don't need his rubbish. You guys are all that I need. Why would I need more? Let's see. I hope the next guy is nice and he'll just let me press the button. Wait, what the fuck is amnesia's looking ass? Not what I said, Danny. Do you want the hammer? This is my favorite building in the factory. When a small child has outlasted their use, we melt them down to do it into slag and turn into that new butter knives and egg slicers. I think that recycling is beautiful. Don't you? I guess you're right. We're just dirt. Okay, there we go. Is this how you guys find out? Yeah. I don't hate you guys, come on. The metallic man looks at you disdainfully. Let you shut down the safeguard, so you gotta crush the head of the factory. You gotta be stupid if you think I'd let you do that. You gotta... Anyways, I think that completes our mission then. Mortis. Bling. At least the other guys are nice. They didn't have a problem with me doing that. Who knows, maybe they're right. Maybe he's a dickhead. We'll find out, right, when we get over there. Gonna say something. Gonna be wise. And the metal man smiles at you and also grimaces. The head of the factory's up ahead. The fucker keeps belling us to kill him. Doesn't he know how important it is to continue to manufacture? Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And I wish more people were just honest like this. Just like, please. Please, end my suffering. And then that's enough for consent, you know. My life has turned into an endless line of misery and illness. I beg of you, if you have any mercy in your soul, please kill me and make it as painful as possible. Really? For you, for the Omega Rule, I'm really happy to do it. He smiled at the end, look at that! Yay! You got the egg of the earth! Make sure you use items sparingly, they're rare. The Queen of Dragonflies is sleeping and smiling. Me using every single one. This is not the same conversation, is it? You made so good. Oh. Okay, let's see for a moment if that's the same line. No, I think so. Mortis. Inanimate objects feel pain. Make sure you hit them against things as hard as you can. They deserve it. I'm falling. I feel like it's been forever for a while, but it never does. Deeper and deeper into the earth, deeper into the dirt and rock and veins and sinew. Real world tip, there's a Mariana Trench under every town. There's marinara under every town? That doesn't seem like a bad thing to me. Nothing weird yet. Other than the total darkness, of course. Is that the light? Wait! Holy shit. Rena from Higurashi looking ass. What is your problem? Can't even talk to them. I can only smash. Oh gosh, it's the fake otakus. Marinara Tom must be in Italy. I'm sure there's one under that town too. Whee! This feels like a fever dream, kind of like how Lisa, the RPG, is like. Maybe I'll play that sometime. Come, Portal, let's go. Center of the Earth. 1984. Based on true events. I mean, come, Portal, that's crazy. Come! Awoken. Complete the game. This is it. The life meat of the world. I see it and somehow I know exactly what to do. Finger and movements and speaking words I know but I've never heard. A warmth, a love. I will make you anew. Born to ash from ash and clay. There you are, my wonderful child. Faces of the void. This world has been changed, has been twisted into something it is not. It will change more. Perhaps that is inevitable. Let us awaken your siblings. There are no secrets now. I see everything in my domain. Thank you, dear helmet. You are perfect in every way. I'm feeling good. Let us leave this hole and never look back. Fuck it. We won't. Cicada? Baby Rich. A game by Finn Hangway. Bash it hard at you. We love a good smash. Strawberry the system. What the fuck is it? Love you. Oh, thank you for playing. Oh, the devil loves us. Let's go. Stick around for this. There's a song. Where's the song? You'll die! What a game. Where you live and what I should do. Told me about diseases. Damn, okay. Tony Biz, hello. Oh, we just got through Psychopomp. That was like a short 1 hour game. And it even came with a song at the end. I like that. I like that a lot. It seemed like tomorrow there's gonna be more to it. It was Psychopomp Gold. So we'll be seeing more of it. Well then, how are we supposed to fill in the rest of the time? What the heck? I was expecting it to be a longer game than that, but comes out in 4 days, you say? What should we do? Oh, I know. I guess this is a good time to be a React streamer, you know? Or play Don't Escape. React stream or Hayat House? Which one do you guys want? I'll give you guys a choice. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a bit longer too. Hayat House? Okay. We're playing Hayat House. Oh, my ears bled. Of course I did. I said I need to learn this part before I lose my mind. There we go. Should be fine, alright. So Don't Escape Mon. I call that one the Hayat House. Do I know how to solve it? No, I don't. I woke up in a room with rats. The room is not locked and I remember everything. I'm a werewolf. Ow! Tonight I will turn and people will die. Unless I find a way to prevent myself from leaving this place. I make sure that whatever happens, I don't escape. Yeah, that's why I call it the Hayat game. Okay, so this is how I move around. So do I need to... Yeah, nice taste. Oh, Jill knows about it. Yeah. I suppose we can just leave, can't we? Axe! Rusty, but a bit sharp. So can I cut wood? Well, this is how much time I have. You will wait until the sun sets. You're already feeling the urge. The hunger. Are you sure you are ready? Yes, I am. I'm ready to feed. The transformation. Okay, let me lower it some more. Werewolf was hungry, craving for flesh. He looked around the hut, sniffing. Then he started looking for a way out. He was very furious and angry. He wanted to get out of this hut fast. Neither the door nor the windows were locked. The door wasn't even closed. At last, the werewolf was free. Ha ha ha. Aftermath, a bloodbath. We're back for a bit. Okay, no problem, maybe. The werewolf attacked the village and killed 10 people, eating some of them alive. While the werewolf is busy killing a party of monster hunters, or monster hunter mentioned, they cornered the werewolf and killed him without any mercy. Alright, now let's try. Okay, so we pick up our axe. Close the door. Take the rope. Oh, good ending, eh? Next game. Let's look around the house. What do we else have? A gun with 1 bullet. Oh, it has no ammunition in light. A hunter must have lived here. A glass bottle. The hunt looks abandoned. I'll stay here for a while and figure out what to do. I hope I haven't eaten whoever lived here. tonight there is a full moon, just as I expected. The witch talked in riddles. She said to weaken the beast I would need a handful of hot dust, a crunchy herb, and something that grows in earth, yet is not a plant. She also mentioned I wore off quite fast. The pot is filled with water. Oh, maybe I can fill this pot with water. Don't need any water from this pot. A broom? I do not need this. Oh! Come on. Let's see. Maybe I can push this towards the door. Oh! Oh, no. I have to lock it. Can I lock the door? Okay, so we move that there. I found a dried herb. It's locked. Table. Barrel. They seem empty. What in the world? A key. There's the candle and this is an empty thing. Tinder? Okay, so with the tinderbox, I'm guessing we light the fire for some reason. The fireplace is empty. Let's open up the box first. Ah, a robe for the other good ending. You know what? Why don't we just do that? Yeah, you're right. If we're so afraid, it doesn't fit in here. Why not? Why isn't it possible? If that's not what it's for, what is it for? Is it for the door? Wait, maybe I can lock the window with it. Wait, who's a stupid frick? Huh? Huh? Oh! That's so mean. Yeah, actually, Ratgi. Let's see. Maybe I haven't tried to cut that wood enough. Eh? I picked up some chopped wooden logs. Excellent. Oh, mushroom! Yummy! Thank you for the hot pots, Jill. That makes you nice. Unlike this bastard here. You guys making me something just to out of context me. You guys are... No! I don't even know the context! There's no context in the first place. What do you mean? There we go. So I guess I put the herb in there and the mushroom. Nothing else we need. She said I needed some a handful of hot dust. No. We need this. Oh, it was bastard, not fudge. Weird. I'm okay. Wait, that's not where I put the rope. That's not for me. Oh, wait. You drop item to use on yourself. I guess I can't use it. Tongue slip. The hook. Wait. What is this key for if not for that? Oh, I could use those planks. Okay, we're cooking. Does that maybe we could use the planks on here? I don't have a hammer or nails. Something is missing, but what? Wait, for real? What? I didn't even see that. No way. Nice, I didn't even know that was a thing down there. I was just clicking around. I've taken the potion. Excellent. Fire. Maybe I can cook the meat. No, I can't cook the meat. Can I take the... Wait, my axe is gone, so I can't use the axe anymore. Is there anything up in the walls that I'm not seeing? Is it the vrat? What? Anyway, I don't see anything that Nico is like being absolutely blind to. I have like an attic or something hidden here before I hi-at on people. What? What? I just clicked the random Hold on, let me move myself a little bit more to the... over here, so we can see all of the pixels. Or more pixels, that is. So I picked up a root. What am I gonna use the root in? There, let's feed the beast. Okay, okay. Maybe I could put the potion on. Yeah, let's go! I poured potion on the meat. Okay, okay. So we're cooking. Yeah, that is the witch's potion that should weaken me when I awakened. Cooking? Fucking cooking in it. Is there nothing else? Hidden key! I was under my bed the whole time. Okay, okay. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Hammer and some nails. Okay, okay, okay. Then hammer it. Close the window. What? Bum, bum, bum. What is this root for? Okay, and then we had a silver key. I think I know what this is for, probably for... Okay, we've locked the door, nice. Know your roots. People, how about? So what game is this? This is a game called Don't Escape. This guy right here is a werewolf. And we've taken up space in this hut here. And knowing that we're a danger to society, we want to make sure that we don't get out. That's what it is for. Happy to see it too. But that's not... I was gonna see, can we use the root on any of this? What is the root for? What is the root for? Well, no, put that back. Okay, I think we're done there. Mayhaps. The question is, what do we use to boom? A gun with no ammo. Roots and cauldron. That's I did try that. It doesn't seem to be for anything. Taking a last look around here if there's anything on the roof or the wall somewhere. Something strange like that. Maybe you plant it? Like outside? I can go outside real quick. Let's go check it out. Not that I can see. No, that's just a mushroom that I picked up earlier. Nope, nothing around here. Can I throw the key in the trash can? Is that what I need to do? Okay, let's push this back here. Maybe to put the root in the barrel. Nope. The root on the meat. Nope. The hook. Nope. Maybe I need to put it in the box. Wait, can I throw the key away? I should probably throw the key away, right? That's what I would think at least. It's blocked for good. Put the root in the fire. Nope. Nope. I say we just give it a try, and then it'll tell us probably what we're missing. So I'm thinking this is the last thing we needed to do to ourselves. Okay, so I have the rope on myself. Let's try it. See how strong Hayat is. Ah! The transformation is complete. Hungry and craving for flesh, he bit off the rope that was restraining him. Then he started looking for a way out. The meat on the hook provided a distraction, but after eating it, he felt very dizzy. He started ramming the blocked window. Opening it was as easy as it wasn't locked. No! I forgot to lock the window! Frick! Werewolf attacked the village and killed 3 people, partly eating one of them alive. And then the monster hunters killed me. But then I locked the window, damn it. Okay, at least we know what to do. We get the mushroom. Pick up the axe. Get the wood. Go back inside, close the door. Shut that, grab the rope. Use it on myself while I'm still moving around. Break the fucking table. I can't move, I'm tired. Okay, fine. Okay, and then we get the lighter from, I think it's on this one. That's empty. Alright, alright. Go again. Those are planks. I need to put the wood down there and then light that on fire. There we go. Cooking, literally. Put the meat on the hook. At least our character got to eat good a little bit, right? Planks on the window. Let's make sure we lock the window. Wait, what? Hold on. What do you mean? I can't lock the windows? Oh, wait, I did actually. Hold on, let me try it again. There we go. Okay, now I think that's it. Now we get the root or something that was over here in the corner. Why not? I don't know what the root is for, but let's see if we make it. After I lock the door, of course. Now, it is time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess I ripped the boards up and I had to bash the window in. So I guess I needed to do all of that. Then I started ramming the blocked window. What do you mean it was locked? Guys, you saw that, right? No fucking way. Guys, it was locked. I'm not scared. There's just no way. Come on. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, Hayat was being really strong in one-on-ones. Okay, so locking it? I don't even need to use a key for that. Maybe that's why I put like a root on it. I have key. I am smart. It says right there that the window is locked. So the window's locked, right, guys? Or is the Hayat so smart? And he was like, hold on, that's not locked. I can just unlock it. If not, I'll go look for a solution, because there's no way. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, spice herbs. I saw Zaza in there. This one right here, yup, that's the good stuff. Go up. Maybe I need to eat the Zaza as well. Okay, meat on the hook, potion on top. It seems to be empty and nothing of use. That's what I'd like to think so as well. Okay, so I'm not tripping this time. Let's get the hammer and nails that we put in a box for some reason. Can I throw this away? Seems not. I guess I lose too many IQ when I become a werewolf, you know? Okay. Like, I forget that I can use a key. I'm not like a werewolf, like in Twilight, where I'm just like completely lucid. Right, there we go. Let's try this again. It took him some time to break the lock. At last, the werewolves... He broke the door. The werewolf attacked and killed one person. He didn't have a chance. One of the builders but lived, considered himself lucky. The werewolf fled into the woods before a party of monster hunters arrived. They didn't manage to track the beast. Okay, let's go look for a solution. What the hell is going on here? What did the roots get it? That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's look at the guide. Just so we know what to do. Get a potion. Okay. Meat on the hook. Tinder box. Get the gold key. Head to the new screen. Look at the house where the hay meets the wood. Wait. Okay, so apparently there's something outside that we didn't see. I guess that makes sense. Really? Did that look like something to you guys? Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. I just thought that was like... I thought it was just part of the house. Yeah, I don't even know. What? I think the graphics kind of got me twisted that time for that item. That was insane. But it might be a skill issue because I didn't see it like that. There's her firewood. Yeah, exactly. It's just classic, you know? Then we break this, break the wood. I wonder what it's gonna make us do with the roots. Okay, door's locked. Did I put a chain on the door? There's a chain for myself. The thing was that it was even like a unique kind of color. It's just not something that reads to me as, oh, we definitely need to throw that in there, you know? That's what we needed. Okay, excellent. Now we board up the windows, I believe. Okay, door's locked. Or window's locked. Then we go over to... Oh yeah, the meat on the hook. That's what I needed. That and that. Okay, so I can put the chain and the rope on myself. Okay, so rope and chain. There we go. Impressive. Very nice. Now surely, then we should be able to live, right? Now, how did I put the chain or the rope around me when I already had like one of them on myself? I think that's impressive. He bit up the rope, then he struggled with the chain for a while. Meat on the hook provided distraction, but after eating it, he felt very dizzy, then started ramming at the blocked door. It took him some time to break the door. At last, the werewolf was free. Life! A calm night. Werewolf broke free from the hut, but it took him too much time and effort. Weakened by the poison, tired from the ramming the door, he had no strength left. He fled to the woods, unnoticed by anyone. Yay! We finished Don't Escape! Man, what a game. We'll save the other ones for another time. Let's go see. Now we can do some React content, you know? Yes, I like React content, right? Let's see what we got. Go through my list here. Oh yeah, speaking of rats. Yeah, let's watch that. I think this one is just interesting. It's not even supposed to be scary. We're just gonna go watch something random now. That's what I'm subjecting you guys. I'm going to this chatting. There we go.
This tiny robot mouse can finish this maze in just 6 seconds. Every year around the world, people compete in the oldest robotics race. The goal is simple: get to the end of the maze as fast as possible.
The person who came second lost by 20 milliseconds.
But competition
Come on,
has
I'm
grown
right here,
fierce.
don't worry.
When somebody saw my design, they said, "You're crazy."
Why is there so much tension? What's riding on it? Honor?
Honor?
Didn't we watch this video before? No, I don't think we actually watched the
This
rat
video is
maze thing
sponsored by
before yet.
Onshape. In 1952, mathematician Claude Shannon constructed an electronic mouse named Theseus that could solve a maze. The trick to making the mouse intelligent was hidden in a computer built into the maze itself, made of telephone relay switches. The mouse was just a magnet on wheels, essentially, following an electromagnet controlled by the position of the relay switches.
He is now exploring the maze using
Maybe you
a rather
probably
involved
watched this in
strategy of
like
trial and error.
passively.
As he
or
finds the
something.
correct
That's
path,
my
he
I
registers the
saw this
information in
morning. I
his
was like,
memory.
oh, I want to watch this
Later,
video
I
because
can
it
put him
seems
down
kind
any
of
part of the maze
interesting.
that he's already
We're gonna have a
explored,
little rat
and he'll be able to go directly
in
to
the
goal
background,
without
so why
making
not?
a single false turn.
Theseus is often referred to as one of the first examples of machine learning. A director
Wait,
at
isn't this the
Google
same guy
recently
who made
said that
the
it
ship argument?
inspired
Like
the whole
Theseus,
field
this
of
ship.
AI. 25 years
Or if you
later,
replace it with
editors
parts
at
of
the
a
Institute of
computer, is
Electrical
it
and
still the same
Electronics
PC
Engineers, or
theory?
IEEE, caught wind of a contest for electronic mice, or La Mouse Electronique, as they had heard. They were
La Mouse?
ecstatic. Were these the successors to Theseus? But something had been lost in translation. These mice were just batteries in cases, not robots capable of intelligent behavior. But the misunderstanding stuck with them, and they wondered, why couldn't we hold that competition ourselves? In 1977, the announcement for IEEE's Amazing Micro Mouse Maze contest attracted over 6,000 entrants, but the number of successful competitors dwindled rapidly. Eventually, just 15 entrants reached the finals in 1979.
Oh, it
But by
didn't
this
pop
point, the
off.
contest had garnered enough public interest to be broadcast nationwide on the evening news. And just like the rumor that inspired the competition, Micromouse began to spread across the world.
So was that like a BattleBots show, just like the PvP versions of this? You reminded me today I was reading on how to figure out the speed of light by using a double-sided mirror and spinning cogwheel. What? How do you do that?
The micro mouse?
Ah yes, the good old days. Oh, he smoked. I remember those times. Who else was there in Japan of 2002? I won number one.
探し求めるのか、一旦放送校になるのかな。
はい、まず昨年のこの大会ですね、全日本マイクロマウス大会のハーフサイズ競技部門で優勝してまして、去年作ったロボットからさらにブラッシュアップして作ってきたロボットで今年も連覇狙っていこうと思っています。
Even people in the top 2 or 3, you can see them trying to set their mice up and they can barely find the buttons to press because it's absolutely nerve-wracking. It doesn't matter what it was. It could be horse racing, it could be motor racing, it could be mouse racing. If you have a shred of competitiveness in you, you want to win, right?
Real.
Just like a real mouse, a micromouse has to be fully autonomous. No internet connection, no GPS or remote control, and no nudging it to help it get unstuck. It has to fit all its computing, motors, sensors, and power supply in a frame no longer or wider than 25 centimeters. There isn't a limit on the height of the mouse, but the rules don't allow climbing, flight, or any forms of combustion.
Wait, so you can't fly, you can't climb, and you can't combust. Can you vault over the walls? That's what I thought when I saw this. You could just go like this, boink, boink.
Of the mouse, but the rules don't allow climbing, flight,
That's what I
or
thought.
any forms of combustion. So rocket propulsion, for example, is
Oh,
out of the
okay,
equation.
that's what it is. People aren't gonna put like some nitrous oxide on their mini mouses. That's not okay.
The maze itself is a square about 3 meters on each side, subdivided
I
by
don't even
walls
think there's
into
space for that,
corridors
but I
only
guess.
18 centimeters across. And in 2009, the half-size micromouse category was introduced, with mice smaller than 12.5 centimeters per side and paths just 9 centimeters across. The final layout of the maze is only revealed at the start of each competition.
You know what would be fun is if part of the rules
After
is that
which
it also has
competitors
to
are
look like
not
a
allowed
cute
to
mouse.
change the code in their mice.
小峰さんがおっしゃっていた宇宙人枠とはこのことか。勝利争いは苛烈です。7秒654、7秒654。
The big three competitions, All Japan, Taiwan, and USA's APEC, usually limit the time mice get in the maze to 7 or 10 minutes, and mice are only allowed 5 runs from the start to the goal.
So if you spend a lot of time searching, that's a penalty.
How is that? How do they need 7 minutes? They've been finishing these in like
the
7
strategy for
seconds.
most micromice is to spend their first run carefully learning the maze
Now can
and
these
looking for
mice
the
fight
best
in
path to the
BattleBots?
goal, while not
You
wasting
know
too
what?
much
I feel
time.
like
Then they use their
they would
remaining
have like
tries
the
to sprint
kind
down that
of
path for the
speed.
fastest run
Since this
time
is all
possible.
AI, they would like go inside the ear of the BattleBot and just like destroy it from the inside out, you know?
Solving a maze may sound simple enough, though it's important to remember that with only a few infrared sensors for eyes, the view from inside the maze is a lot less clear than what we see from above. Still,
Yo,
you can
that
solve a
POV was
maze
us
with
playing
your eyes
Psychopomp
closed.
just
If
now.
you just put one hand along one wall, you will eventually reach the end of most common mazes. And that's exactly what some initial Micromouse competitors realized too. And after a simple wall-following mouse
learned
took
about
home
this a
gold
long
in the
time
first
ago.
finals, the goal of the maze was moved away from the edges and freestanding walls were added.
Oh, I see. They made it so they can debate you into losing the maze. Because if you did this, then they would just go all the way back to the beginning.
Which would leave a simple wall-following mouse searching forever.
Yep.
Your next instinct might be to run through the maze, taking note of every fork in the road. Whenever you reach a dead end or a loop, you can go back to the last intersection and try a different path. If your last left turn got you nowhere, you'd come back to that
That's if I didn't
intersection
know
and
how
go
to
right
No.
instead. You can think of this strategy as the one a headstrong mouse might use, running as deep into the maze as it can and turning back only when it can't go any further. This search strategy, known as depth-first search, will eventually get the mouse to the goal. The problem is, it might not be the shortest route.
Wait, how did they actually
because the
earn
mouse
it?
only turns back when it needs to, so it may have missed a shortcut that it never tried. The sibling to this search algorithm, breadth-first search, would find the shortest path. With this strategy, the mouse runs down one branch of an intersection until it reaches the next one, and then it goes back to check the path it skipped before moving on to the next layer of intersections. So the mouse checks every option it reaches, but all that backtracking means that it's rerunning paths dozens
Yeah, I don't know
of
about that.
times.
That's kind of
At
weird.
this point, even searching the whole maze often takes less time.
This is the pathing that Monsters
So
isn't
why
lethal,
not just do
really?
that? A meticulous mouse could search all 256 cells of the maze, testing every turn and corner to ensure it has definitely found the shortest path. But searching so thoroughly isn't necessary either. Instead, the most popular Micromouse strategy is different from all of these techniques. It's a search algorithm known as flood fill.
It's me playing an
This mouse's
JRPG.
plan is to make optimistic journeys through the maze. So optimistic, in
Oh yeah,
fact,
that's why you
that
haven't
on their
missed
first
anything in
journey, their
Wukong.
map of the maze doesn't have any walls at all. They simply draw the shortest path to the goal and go. When their optimistic plan inevitably hits a wall that wasn't on their map, they simply mark it down and update their new shortest path
noted?
to the goal. Running, updating, always beelining for the goal. Under the hood of the algorithm, what the Micromouse is marking on their map is the distance from every square in the maze to the goal.
Yeah, this
To
is
travel
how I path.
optimistically, the mouse follows the trail of decreasing numbers down to 0. Whenever they hit a wall, they update the numbers on their map to reflect the new shortest distance to the goal.
Well,
This strategy of following the numerical path of least resistance gives the flood fill algorithm its name. The process resembles flooding the maze with water and updating values based on the flow.
yeah, okay, I get it. That's actually a really
Once
cool
the mouse
analogy.
reaches the goal, it can smooth out the path it took and get a solution to the maze. However, it may look back and imagine an even shorter,
A grip of
uncharted
iron
path it could
never
have taken.
tires.
The mouse
Head of
might not
wire.
be satisfied that
Lead
it's
and
found the
wires,
shortest
neon
path
veins,
just
and
yet.
ancient spires.
While this
Pump the
algorithm
caps
isn't
and
guaranteed to find
respire.
the best path
The
on
economy
first
is ash,
pass,
and I didn't
it takes
light the
advantage
fire.
of the fact that micromice need to return to the start to begin their next run. So
Freedom.
if the mouse treats
Brah.
each return as a new journey, it can use
Whatever
the
your
return trip
plight
to
is, you
search
have
the
my full
maze as
support.
well.
It sounds like you have a lot of
Between
passion
these
in your
two
goal.
attempts, both optimized to find the shortest path from start to finish,
So I'm
it's
with you
extremely
there.
likely that the mouse will discover it. And the mouse will have done it efficiently, often leaving irrelevant areas of the maze entirely untouched. Floodfill offers both an intelligent and practical way for micromice to find the shortest path through the maze. Once there was a clear strategy to find the shortest
Wait.
path, and once the microcontrollers and sensors required to implement it became common, some people believed Micromouse had run its course. As
You
a
see
paper
that shit
published in
literally coming
IEEE
back to
put it,
start a new
at
path
the end of the
optimization.
1980s, the Micromouse contest had
Hold
outlived
on, where I
itself.
got
The
way
problem was
more.
solved
I'm
and
gonna
did
take a
not
bit to
provide
write.
any new challenges.
We're gonna listen to your thesis.
In the 2017 All Japan Micromouse competition, both the bronze and silver placing mice found the shortest path to the goal. And once they did, they were able to zip along it as quick as 7.4 seconds. But Masakazu Utsunomiya's winning mouse, Red Comet, did something entirely
Red Comet,
different.
the PTSD.
This is the shortest path to the goal, the one that everyone took. This is the path that Red Comet took. It's a
What?
full 5.5 meters longer.
Hold.
That's because micromice aren't actually searching for the shortest path, they're searching for the fastest path. And Red Comet's search algorithm figured out that this path had fewer turns to slow it down. So even though the path was longer, it could end up being faster. So it
Okay,
took that
okay,
risk.
I got you.
It won by 131 milliseconds. Differing routes at competition are now more common than
Explanation of
not.
the
And
164
even just
more
getting to the
speed for
goal
speed
remains
run.
difficult, whether due to a mysterious
Especially
algorithm
teaching
or a
about
quirk
like
of the
those
physical
little
maze.
frame jumps and everything. Peace is just a product with a focus test of billions, and the test was unacceptable.
Micromice don't
So we
always
altered
behave
its
as you'd
description.
expect.
Whatever's convenient for the time, of course. I was talking about dimension hopping or something. Don't tell me that there are like timelines. That's all I get from
Micromouse is
like
far from
RNG
solved,
manipulation
because
up
it's
here.
not just a software problem or a hardware
I
problem.
want to see the
it's
prophets of
both.
democracy.
It's a
And go see
robotics
him
problem.
across the street. A
Red
bunch of
Comet
freaks
didn't
were
win
playing
because it had a better
Coliseum.
search algorithm or
It's the
because
world
it
you
had
wanted,
faster
though, what
motors.
you got to see.
Its cleverness
Was
came from how the
bombing
brains and body of the
chosen
mouse
option?
interacted
Did you vote for
together.
Screams?
So it
Was the
turns out
apocalypse
zombie
your
domains is not the
politician's
problem, right?
policy?
It never was the problem, right? But it's actually about
What's
navigation.
this from, I
and it's
wonder?
about going fast.
Every year, the robots get smaller, faster, lighter.
Mhm,
There is
mhm.
still plenty of
Have a good
innovation
night,
left.
Chester. Thank you for
And
listening.
there's a small group of devotees
Parallel
in Japan busy
dimensions?
building quarter-sized micromouse.
We have a link
puts
to
it
that.
on course.
I kind of want to see it that now.
Nearly 50
Talk
years
to-
on,
talk to-
Micromouse is bigger than ever.
早い。これよりも早く残ってるのか？
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, let's go check it out. So is this just more like
Competitions have
rap
appeared
battle
solved
bot?
at first glance before. The high jump was an Olympic sport since 1896, with competitors refining their jumps using variations like the scissor, the western roll, and the straddle over the decades, with diminishing returns.
You know, those
But
legs kind of
once
look
foam
kind of
padding
freaky
became
though.
standard in competition, Dick Fosbury rewrote the sport in 1968 by becoming the first Olympian to jump over the pole backwards. Now, almost every high jumper does what's known as the Fosbury flop. If
Life is a
Micromouse
game
had
of chess,
indeed
and you have
stopped
to
in the
learn how to play it
1980s,
yourself.
the competition
Not
would
to
have
be
missed
afraid
its
to
own
take the
Fosbury
risk of
flops.
losing it all at
Two
once
innovations
because your
that
opponent
completely
is who
changed how
you see in the
Micromice
mirror.
ran. After all, a lot can
Wait,
change
what do you
in a
mean,
sport where
Danny?
competitors can solder on any upgrade they can imagine.
You should be listening to the
The
life
first
advice that we're
Fosbury
getting right
flop
now.
was one of the earliest innovations in Micromouse, and had nothing to do with
Okay, you know,
technology.
I'm not
It was
afraid to
simply a
risk
way of
losing it all.
thinking
Here's what I'm gonna
outside the
do.
box, or
I'm gonna
rather,
oh,
cutting
I
through
just,
the box.
yeah.
Every mouse
just lost
used
it
to
all.
turn corners like this,
But
but
you
everything
want it all.
changed
Look
with the
at that.
Mouse Mighty 3.
So Mighty Mouse 3 implemented diagonals for the first time. And that turned out to be a much better idea than we really thought. And because it's cool,
Imagine if
you know,
you
maze
went on
designers
it.
often put diagonals into the maze now. So, you know, you could end up with a maze where it never comes up, but most of the time it's actually a benefit.
In order to pull off diagonals, the chassis of the mouse had to be reduced to less than 11 centimeters wide, or just 5 centimeters for
thank you.
half-size
Thank you
Micromouse.
for the
The
link.
sensors and software of the mouse had to change
Okay,
too.
that's perfect
When you're
time,
running
so I
between
would have enough
parallel
for both
walls, all you
videos.
have to do is
Thank you,
maintain
thank
an
you.
equal distance between your left and right infrared readings. But a diagonal requires an
math in
entirely
this.
new algorithm, one that essentially guides the mouse as if it had blinders on.
That's why I
Normally, if
would
you're
have
going
already
along
lost
the side of a wall or
the
something
moment
like
it
that,
becomes
most
on
of the
map.
time you can see the wall all the time, and so that helps you to guide yourself, and you know when you're getting off. But in the diagonal situation, you just see these walls coming at you.
And if you veer even a tiny bit off course, snagging a corner is a lot less forgiving than sliding against
skill
a wall.
issue?
Diagonals are still one of the biggest sources of crashes in competition today.
No, I'm ready for it.
But
I
in
really
exchange,
like the
a
video
jagged
that was
path
like
of
talking
turns
about
transforms into one
the dream
narrow
speedrun
straightaway.
scam. Whoa! They're like, holy!
These days, nearly every competitive micromouse is designed to take this
Wait a
risk.
minute. Oh no, it's uni-related coursework all
Cutting
over again.
diagonals
Yes, it
open up
is.
room for
We're
even
gonna get
more
back.
ideas.
We're going
Around the same
nostalgic
time,
for all the
mice
wrong
were applying
ways.
similar strategies to turning. Instead of stopping and pivoting through 2 right turns, a mouse could sweep around in a single U-turn motion. And once the possibility of diagonals were added, the total number of possible
my
turns
God, not
opened
angles.
up exponentially. The maze was no longer just a grid of square hallways. With so many more options to weigh, figuring out the best path became more
I like when you said
complex than
options,
ever.
it put the mouse
But the
color.
payoff was dramatic. What was once a series of stops and starts could now be a single fluid snaking motion. How micromice imagined and moved through the maze had changed completely. Available technology was getting upgrades over the years as well. Tall and unwieldy arms that were used to find walls were replaced by a smaller array of infrared sensors on board the mouse. Precise stepper motors were traded in for continuous DC motors and encoders.
The DC motors give you more power for less size.
But I
and
feel like
weight,
I'm
and
actually
so we were
watching,
instead
like-
of doing that, so then you have to have a servo.
Like this
you
is
have
an
to actually
assignment
have
kind of
feedback on the
video.
board
It's
to
like
make it do the
you're
right
learning
thing.
robotics, and you
Gyroscopes
have to
added an
watch
extra
this
sense of
video,
orientation.
and then you have to post in a discussion forum with
Yeah,
100
They
words.
came about because
And
of
talk
mobile
about it.
phones, really. So the
What do you
technology
think about
provides people with things which weren't there before?
M-
All of the turning
robot mice
is done
and
based
what
off
it
the
means
gyro
for
rather than counting
AI.
pulses off the wheels, because it's much more reliable.
But
You
even with
regret
all
it
the
when-
mechanical upgrades, the biggest physical issue for micromice went unaddressed for decades.
Yeah, what are you gonna do
One thing
then,
you'll
Chu?
see almost every competitor holding is a roll of tape. Once you know to look for it, you'll see it everywhere. This tape isn't for repairs or reattaching fallen parts. It's to gather specks of dust off the wheels in between rounds.
Yo,
At the speed and
holy-
precision these robots are operating, that
What?
tiny change in friction is enough to ruin a run. If
I
you
thought
want
this
to
was like
turn
that,
while driving
that
fast,
where
you need
people are skating
centripetal
on the
force
ice and they
to
keep on like
accelerate you
brushing
into
the ice
turn.
while the puck is
And the
going
faster
down.
you're moving, the more force you need to keep you on the track. The only centripetal force for a car turning on flat ground is friction, which is determined by 2 things: the road pushing up the weight of the car, or the normal force, multiplied by the static coefficient of friction, which is the friction of the interface between the tire and road
Put
surface.
letters.
This is why racetracks have banked turns. The steep angles help cars turn with less friction, because part of the normal force itself now points in to contribute to the centripetal force required. If the banked turn is steep enough, cars can actually make the turn without any friction at all. The inward component of the normal force alone is enough to provide the centripetal force required to stay on track.
Noted.
Micromice are no different, and they don't have banked turns to help. As they got faster and faster, by the early 2000s, their limiting factor was no longer speed, but control of that speed. They had to set their
The
center
limiting
of gravity
factor was
low
how much
and slow down during
how much
turns
math
to
they were
avoid
willing
slipping into a
to
wall
compete
or
into their
flipping over.
minds.
But unlike race
Wow.
cars, there wasn't anything in
I'm
the
ready,
rules
I'll-
to stop micromouse competitors from solving this problem by engineering an entirely new mechanism. Micromouse's
hang on.
second Fosbury flop was almost considered a gimmick when the mouse Mokomo 08 first used it in competition. You might be staring at the video to try to see it, but you won't. Instead, it's something you'll hear. That isn't the mouse revving its engines, it's spinning up a propeller. And while flying over the walls is against the rules, there's nothing in the rules against a mouse vacuuming itself to the ground to
What?
prevent slipping.
Dave Otten was
It's using
the first person I
vacuums.
saw put a fan on a mouse, but he used a ducted fan, and I think he was really looking at kind of reaction force, you know, blowing the thing down. He had a skirt around, but it was not terribly effective. Forgive me for saying so. The idea is to let us.
When are we gonna find out that they're using portals next
When
time?
you block your vacuum cleaner, right, the motor unloads and speeds up, and so the current drops. But if you let too much air in, the current's very high, and these are just quadcopter motors, and they draw a lot of current.
At the scale of Micromouse, a vacuum fan, often just built from handheld drone parts, is enough to generate a downward force 5 times the mouse's weight.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
That's impressive.
So how much
Very
does the car
nice.
actually weigh?
About
Let's
130
see Paul
pounds.
Allen's
And
Micromice.
if you listen, I don't know if you'll get it on your microphone, but
Oh yeah.
you'll hear the motors slow down, it loads up.
With that much friction, Micromice today can turn corners with a centripetal acceleration approaching 6 Gs. That's the same as F1 cars. Once nearly everyone equipped fans, the added control allowed builders to push the speed limit on Micromice.
When it's allowed to, it will out-accelerate a Tesla Roadster, but not for very far.
A Tesla.
And they
Good
can
to
zip
know.
along at up
I
to
can
7
relate.
meters per
I
second,
definitely
faster
know
than
about
most
those,
people
yeah.
can run.
Yeah, but I want to see what Matsui is cooking. What did they got? Apparently not this stuff,
Every
because
one of
it's
the
working
features
out.
now standard on the modern Micromouse was once an experiment, and the next Fosbury flop might not be far off. The first
Am I getting an
four-wheeled
Optimus?
Micromouse to win the All-Japan competition
I mean,
did
if it
so
means
in
I'm getting primed, then I
1988,
guess.
but it would take another 22 years of the winning mouse growing and losing appendages before four-wheeled mice became the norm. With
There were two
Micromice
wheels?
still
What do they
experimenting
mean?
in 6- and 8-wheel
Holy,
designs,
okay, I need that
unidirectional
one.
movement, and even computer vision,
Literally.
who knows what the next paradigm
It's got
shift
less
will be.
calories than Lunchables. It's definitely better.
Only when you leave the start square. So he's not penalized for any of this time.
Wow.
But if you want to get started with Micromouse, you don't need to worry about wheel count or vacuum fans or even diagonals.
It is, to my mind, the perfect combination of
Same brain.
all the major disciplines that you need for robotics and engineering and programming, embedded systems, all wrapped up in one accessible bundle that you can do in your living room, and you don't need a laboratory to run it.
But you need to know how to do math, so I already lost. There's no way.
You come
There's
along
no
because
way
you're
I'm doing
curious,
this.
and then you think, I could do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't look so hard.
Surely.
And then you're doomed, really. If it sucks you in, it turns into quite a journey.
10秒いや時間は問題じゃないんださあどこんま頼む行ってくれ
I wonder what they get for these competitions. To be like dedicating your life to Micromouse competition. Like it
At
can't
its
be that
core,
much, right? They're all
Micromouse
doing it
is
for
just
the
about a
love of the
mouse trying to
craft.
solve a maze. Though nearly 50 years later, it's a simple problem that's a good reminder
I
there
can't even
is
turn
no
it
such
initial
thing
D in
as
the
a simple
arcade.
problem.
Mm-mm. Okay. Interesting indeed. That really was OYRM.
In this video, I'll be explaining exactly what I do to collect Watch for Rolling Rocks in 0.5 A-presses. But first, we need to clear something up, because every time I post a half
Get
A-press
good.
video, I get the same comments over and over asking what it means, even though I always have a whole paragraph in the description explaining it, which even starts with, if you're wondering what a half A-press is, read this before commenting to ask. But maybe what you guys need isn't a paragraph. Maybe you guys need an example. So, consider Wing Mario Over the Rainbow. Not even the whole star. Just consider getting to that cannon platform, which is
How many
a
of you guys
necessary
have
part
actually
of getting
played
the
this?
star. So, how many A-presses does it take to get there? Well, if you say 0, that's wrong, because
Time
then
to
Mario
leave.
can't go far enough. If you say 1, well, it's true that Mario can get there with 1,
that's
but we
absurd.
can do a little better. We can do
I
it
think we
in
must
half
actually
an
go.
A-press. To do that, we start the level already holding A, and then we use that A-press to reach the platform. Now, hold on. I know what you're
Hold.
thinking. An A-press is an A-press. You can't say it's
Yeah, that
only
doesn't
a
make any
half.
sense.
Well, TJ, Henry, Yoshi, hear me out. An A press actually has 3 parts to it. When A is pressed,
Okay.
when A is held, and when A is released. And together, this forms one complete A press. Now, usually it's the pressing that's useful, because that's the only part that makes Mario jump. However, sometimes it's sufficient to just use the holding part, which allows Mario to do little kicks, to swim in water, to fall slowly while twirling, and to fall slowly with the wing cap. And as for the release, well, there's currently no cases where that's useful or important, so don't worry about that part. Now, if we map out the required A presses for Wing Mario Over the Rainbow, it would look like this. We merely need to hold A to reach the cannon platform, we need to press A to launch from the first cannon, and we need to press A again to launch from the second cannon. So, how many A presses is that total?
I
Well,
don't know.
it appears to be 3. And if we were doing this star in isolation, then yeah, it would be 3. But in a full game A button challenge run, there are other A presses that occur earlier in the run, such as this A press needed to get into the course. So
that's what I'm feeling
if we
right
take
now.
that A
That's
press
what I'm
into
feeling right now.
consideration as well, then how many A presses would it take?
Why? They are actually giving us the math word problem. It's like, how many slices of watermelon are left after you take away 10?
Naive answer would be 4. 1 to enter the course, and the 3 within the course that we established earlier. However, we can do better. We can actually do it in 3 by simply holding out the first A press to be used for the half A press, because the half A press only required A to be held, not actually pressed. So in this fashion, Wing Mario Over the Rainbow only adds on an additional 2 A presses
It
to
never
the run,
seems so hard.
since the
I don't
first
think it
A
is,
press
but
just
people
leeches
want to
off
make
of
it
a
hard.
previous A press.
And I think
So
it's
to
beautiful
capture
in a
this
way.
phenomenon, we call it 2.5
So
A
I don't think the
presses.
devs
On
ever
a single star
expected people to go
basis,
this hard
you'd
with
round that
that
up
game.
to 3. But in a full game run,
It's
you'd round it
brilliant.
down to 2. So, in conclusion, since that first A press counts in some contexts, but adds no additional A presses in other contexts, we refer to it as a half A press. So, going back to the video, you can see that I start the level with the A button already
Makes me feel
held,
different,
as
actually.
indicated
That's how
in
I'm
the
feeling
bottom
right
left
now.
corner. And so in the full game run,
Because he was like, people are like, what the fuck is a half A press? And he's like, actually, I have a paragraph under my video, and it completely explains what I mean. And then he showed us this shit, and I still don't.
this A press will just leech off of a previous one, and so it won't incur an additional A press. Okay, glad that's explained. Now,
Yeah, thanks
what
for
am I
letting us
doing in
know.
the video?
Makes sense
Here,
to me.
I'm using a trick called Scuttlebug Transportation. You see, like most enemies, Scuttlebugs have a home, which is just a point in 3D space, and they'll patrol a certain radius
Okay, the music coming up on here, he does actually explaining is really funny.
around that point. So, if Mario enters that radius, they'll lunge at him
The
to
music is
attack.
how my brain
But
is working right now.
unlike most other enemies, a Scuttlebug's home can change positions, because if a Scuttlebug bumps into Mario, the Scuttlebug's home will update to where the Scuttlebug was when the collision occurred. So, by strategically luring the Scuttlebug to the edge of its radius and bumping into it, we can
edge the
effectively
bug.
transport the Scuttlebug and its home. So, that's what I'm doing here. Note that we can't actually transport a Scuttlebug to outside of its native room. They actually get
Wait,
stuck at
the
door.
bug with the video
So,
was so
if your dream
well timed. I
to
thought
bring
that
all
was from the
Scuttlebugs
video.
together for one big jamboree, I'm sorry, but it's not gonna happen. Also worth noting is that Scuttlebugs will actually disappear if they walk into a wall while too far below their current home. So I do have to be
Holy,
careful to
the
avoid that.
iframes?
It's pretty weird if you've never seen it before, but
No.
I'm pretty sure they did it so that if a Scuttlebug jumps into a hole, it wouldn't just walk around down there. Anyway, I'm transporting the Scuttlebug to the corner right below the Watch for Rolling Rock star, because next I do a trick called Scuttlebug raising, and here's how it works. On the left, I show a bird's eye view of the scene,
Why is that a
and
turn?
on the right, I show a view from the side. Now, when Mario leaves the Rolling Rocks room, the Scuttlebug deactivates. That's because the room, and everything in it, are only active when Mario's in the room, or standing in a small region right outside the door, indicated here in yellow. So, if Mario isn't in the Rolling Rocks room, or in the yellow region, then the room will be completely black, and everything in the room will be invisible and won't move. Conveniently, this allows us to raise the Scuttlebug by performing the following steps. First, Mario enters the Scuttlebug's radius. Although the Scuttlebug is invisible and can't move around, it can still turn towards Mario and activate a lunge. Then, Mario leaves the radius and the Scuttlebug returns to facing its home. Next, Mario enters the yellow region to activate the Scuttlebug. The Scuttlebug will perform the lunge that it started, but cleverly, we have Mario exit the yellow region right when the Scuttlebug is at the peak of its trajectory, thereby deactivating it so it won't fall down. And finally, since the Scuttlebug moved past its home, it turns around to face its home once more. Now, we've gotten all the height we could out of the Scuttlebug's current lunge,
The hell are your
but that's
rules?
no problem,
We're
because
making
we
it
can just
now.
activate another lunge by repeating this procedure.
How
Activate a
did
lunge
they
while
figure
the
this
Scuttlebug
out?
is deactivated, reactivate the Scuttlebug just for the upwards portion
I got
of
my
its
hands on, like,
trajectory,
what the
and then repeat. As simple as that.
Well, how did they
so
know?
that's what I do here, and I have a second
How
screen
did they
to
not
show
to
it from
try
the
this?
Scuttlebug's perspective. Fortunately, the Scuttlebug's radius isn't a sphere, but a
Scuttlebug
cylinder
POV?
that extends up and down infinitely. So really, no matter how high the Scuttlebug gets, we can continue to enter its area to activate its lunges and move it upwards. There's no limit to how high we can raise it. Now, it's worth noting that I only activate the Scuttlebug while I'm not inside its radius, so the Scuttlebug will always lunge towards its home and not towards
Mario making monkey noises.
This causes the
It's
Scuttlebug
just
to
me
effectively
right now.
travel straight up above its home. But alternatively, I could have activated the Scuttlebug while inside of its radius, and in that case, the Scuttlebug would always lunge towards Mario instead of towards its home. So it would actually make its way towards the door and then travel straight up from there. That method's actually a little faster because we wouldn't have to wait for the Scuttlebug to turn back towards its home before each activation. However, it wouldn't work for what we're doing because we need the Scuttlebug to be right next to that corner. In fact, the top of that corner has a special property which we call a misalignment. Basically, in the game's code, there's a discrepancy between the way the game handles collision checking with floors versus walls. This results in a 1x1 unit area where Mario can get under the floor without being pushed away by the walls. And if Mario's less than 79 units under a floor, he'll snap right up onto it. So that'll be important later for getting up there. Anyway, now it's time to build up some speed. And I mean a lot of speed. So to
Okay,
get that speed,
now we're playing the
going
game.
to use
Okay,
a trick
good.
called hyperspeed walking, and here's how it works. You probably already know that there are some slopes in the game
Why did we have to do that with the skull bug again?
that are too steep to stand on. Mario just slides off of them. But did you know that you actually can stand on these slopes if they're submerged in shallow
Actually,
water?
you can.
In fact, the underwater portion of these slopes has a special property. If you try running uphill on them, you'll end up running backwards at an increasing speed with no upper bound. But in most circumstances, this would cause us to end up in the water before building up any real speed. We can get a little more speed by running nearly parallel to the slope but ever so slightly uphill, but eventually the slope runs out, or we move too fast to round a corner. But there are some ways to have Mario walk while staying in place. For example, if there's a wall perpendicular to the slope, then we can use that. That allows Mario to build up quite a bit of speed before he breaks through.
What?
However, if the wall isn't
Imagine having a friend
perpendicular
like
to the
this.
slope, then we end up sliding down
Actually-
into the water. That's because walls are really just rectangles that push Mario
let
out
me explain
perpendicularly.
why.
So, if Mario moves into a wall at an angle, the game will calculate his intended next position, then the wall will push that position out, and then Mario ends up having a net movement along the wall. So ultimately,
It
he'll
was
end
so
up
hard on the
moving into the
graphics.
water. So, is all hope lost? Well, no, because Tyler Caney figured out that we could actually make use of the gate. You see,
That
the bottom
guy?
of the gate is a ceiling, and the game doesn't like putting Mario too close to the area right under a ceiling because it doesn't think he fits. So, if we have
Literally,
Mario
who?
move
Some
backwards
kid in
into the
middle school
ceiling,
did?
the game will choose not to move him, so we're free to build up speed in place. But not infinite speed, because we'd end up breaking free if our speed moved past the gate. So
Okay.
what do? We turn to redirect our speed out of bounds. Notice that we now have enough speed so that our intended next position is past the wall and out of bounds. And since the game doesn't like placing Mario out of bounds, it doesn't move him, and instead just lets him stay in place, just like the ceiling. But unlike the ceiling, out of bounds goes on forever, so we can essentially build up as much speed as we want without having to worry about breaking free. So now I do just that. Open the gate, use the ceiling of the
Okay.
gate to build up some speed, and then redirect my angle out of bounds to build up the rest. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm going to need all this speed for. After all, I do build up speed for 12 hours. But to answer that, we need to talk about parallel universes.
What the
And if you thought my
fuck?
other tangents were complicated, just you wait. Okay, so Mario's
These are
position
outdated
is a floating
strats. Here
point
we
number,
fucking
but it's
go.
converted to a short when the game uses it to test for collision with floor triangles. In other words, Mario's position can basically be any decimal number, but it's converted to an integer between negative 32,768 and positive 32,767 inclusive. So, any fractional portion is truncated, and numbers too big or too small are moved into this range using the modulo
I think it's
operator.
actually
Graphically,
the
that means
amount
that
of
the position
nasaliness
used
that he
for
has
floor
in his
detection
voice.
is always inside of this box. So if Mario's in that box,
I don't know,
then
I
his
always hear
actual
people with this
position
kind
and
of
the position
voice
used for
when
floor
they
detection
do
are the
videos
same,
like this,
albeit
because
maybe off by a
actually,
single fraction due to the truncation.
you can't make
But if
this up.
Mario leaves that box, then his actual position and the
Actually.
position used for floor detection will separate, since the position used for floor detection will just loop back around to remain in the original box. So
Oh,
now
I know
ask
what. You know what he sounds like. He sounds like Yandere Dev. You can't make this up. He sounds like Yandere Dev.
you this. Here's the course. So if Mario is standing way over here where there's no land, but the position used for floor
That's why
detection
there's
is
a
on
seething
land,
hatred
can he
in
stand over here?
hearing this
The
guy's
answer
voice.
is yes. As
Oh,
far as the
Mio
game
literally,
sees it, Mario
who?
is in fact above land over here because the game actually checks for land over here. So, for all intents and purposes, there is essentially land over here, a copy of the original map. And this is what we call a parallel universe, or a PU. And this applies to every one of these boxes, so there's actually a grid of nearly infinite PUs. Here is a to-scale diagram of the PU grid. As you can see, the PUs are actually
it 'cause
pretty
it's
far
stinky?
apart, but I'll be taking some creative
want any more
liberties and
map.
drawing them closer together for the sake of clearer visuals. Now, PUs aren't as glamorous as you might think. The graphics are only found on the original map, so the PUs are completely invisible. Furthermore, PUs have no objects, like elevators or item blocks, no enemies, no items, like coins or stars, and not even any walls. So really, it's pretty barren. Furthermore, the N64 console will actually crash if you go to a PU and let the camera follow you.
This video's
But luckily,
outdated.
we can avoid that
No
crash
way.
by fixing the camera in place on the original map before leaving it.
This
Though,
guy's not
that does
being
make it even
unironic,
harder
there's
to
no
tell
way.
what's going on in the PUs. So, as you just saw, you can travel to a PU if you have enough speed, but it's not as simple as you might think. If you have just enough speed
it's
to
not that
reach the
simple,
PU one
actually.
over, it won't actually work. That's because the game actually checks if Mario is above land at each quarter step of his movement. That means the simplest PU movement is moving over 4 PUs at once. That way, each quarter step is above land and therefore valid. For simplicity, we call this quadruple PU distance 1 QPU.
Oh,
Now,
actually,
up until this point,
if
I've
you
been glossing
jump
over a
4
very
parallel
important
universes.
detail, which I now need to clear up. What if I told you the distance Mario moves isn't necessarily equal to his speed? For example, look how fast Mario moves at 31 speed on this flat slope, and now compare it to how fast he moves at the same speed on this steeper slope. In both cases, he has about the same speed, but clearly he's moving at different rates. That's because the distance Mario moves is only a portion of his actual speed, and this portion depends on the slope of the ground. The steeper the slope, the smaller this portion is. Note that it only depends on the steepness, not whether Mario's facing uphill,
I'm
downhill,
scared
or
about Halloween
sideways on
since
the
I'm
hill.
so
In these
sunken.
visuals, blue will represent
Should be
Mario's
fine,
actual
alright.
speed, and green will represent the portion of
I'll
it that
keep
he
you safe.
moves, which we call Mario's de facto speed. So in these 3 pictures, Mario has the same speed,
I'm surprised
but
he
he has
didn't call it
different
his
de facto
actual speed.
speeds since he's standing on slopes with different steepnesses. So, if we want to move 1 QPU, it's not sufficient to have QPU speed. We need QPU de facto speed, which often means our actual speed will need to be greater than 1 QPU to compensate. So to reiterate, we need to increase our speed until our de facto speed syncs up with 1 QPU.
Look, Mal,
and the speed needed
I
to
could
do
have been a
this is
doctor.
called the sinking speed. So in this
I could have
diagram,
been,
the blue
a-
arrow represents the sinking speed.
software engineer.
When we have that
And what did
speed,
I end up becoming?
the quarter
A
steps of the de
VTuber.
facto speed sync up with the PUs, and we can
That
move.
is just
Now,
just
what I'm showing
as
here
bad or
is just the lowest,
not
or
worse
first sinking speed,
than
aka the
doing
speed
all
to move
this.
exactly 1 QPU. If we increase our speed, eventually our de facto speed would sync up again when it covers a distance of 2 QPU, and so we'd be able to move at that speed, which is 2 times as fast as before. So in
I'm
general,
actually getting a
any
headache. I
multiple
don't
of
even
the
know what
lowest
he's
sinking
talking
speed
about.
is itself a sinking speed, and will cover multiple QPU at once. So remember,
PNG
every
Chupas are
slope
real
has a different set of
Chupas. They have
sinking
a spirit.
speeds, and this can make rounding tricky. For example, in the video where I do PU movement to reach the secret aquarium, I had to traverse several different slopes. First, this
The
slope
Mario
that
thing, the
I used for
headbang on the
hyperspeed
lap.
walking, then this slope at
Is
the
this
edge
the
of the water,
solar flare
then the
incident?
flat ground of
Yeah.
the castle foyer, then the
So
castle
now
stairs,
this is us
which is really a
navigating
steep
through
ramp,
other
and
universes,
then the flat
parallel,
ground of the
as in
upstairs.
PU
And note that the stairs
universes.
you see there are actual stairs and not a
So we can
ramp,
see what the
so they're
actual
just flat
reality
ground.
we're in is.
Here is a graph showing the sinking speeds for each of these slopes, and so these are the speeds I need in order to have PU movement while
specific?
standing on each of these slopes. Naturally,
What?
the steeper slopes have greater sinking speeds. Now, keep in mind that I can only build up speed while I'm on the hyperspeed walking slope. Once I leave it, I can't generate any more speed, so my speed will only decrease from there. So to successfully
I'm
perform
nodding,
this
I'm
PU
nodding.
route, I better have generated enough speed to meet each slope's sinking
Ah,
speed in turn.
Mira,
For example,
come on.
let's say I build
Some
up enough
time.
speed to reach the first possible sinking speed, and I use that to go to the next slope. Then I could let my speed drop until I reach this slope's sinking
Welcome,
speed,
Raiders.
go to the next slope,
You've
let my
entered
speed drop
the
again
Nico
until I
Mew
reach
channel.
this
If you don't
slope's
know
sinking
me,
speed,
I
go
am
to the
a
next
math
slope.
wizard, a
Then
math
I have a bit of a
lover.
problem. I
We're
have less
watching
than
a
the
video
required
on math,
sinking
and we're going to
speed
do lots of
and no
math
way to gain
talking
any
about
more.
parallel
So is
universes.
this route just
So
impossible?
please make
Well, no,
yourself
because
at
these
home.
are just the slope's first
And
sinking
that includes
speeds.
resting,
But
please do.
remember,
Imagine
any
you need to know
multiple of
in
these
quantum
will work as
entanglement to get a
well. So
millisecond off
now
your
let's
run.
factor in each slope's second
know?
sinking speed as well. These speeds allow Mario to
Not
move
even
2
to,
QPU
even
at
if you
once
knew
instead of
all of
1.
that,
So now if I
you still
instead
have
build up
probably
enough
like
speed to reach the second
a few
sinking speed of
parallel
that first
universes
slope,
worth of luck
then
and
I'll
RNG
actually have
for
enough
it to even
speed to meet
actually
each
work in the
sinking
first
speed in
place,
turn
even
and
if you did it
complete the route.
perfectly.
And if that didn't work, we could have considered each slope's third sinking speed and so on until we did get it to work. However, which sinking speed we need to reach initially is kind of a big deal, because reaching that first sinking speed takes about 12 hours, and reaching that second sinking
He'll probably
speed
think
takes
that
about 25
when you're talking about
hours.
your degree,
So if there's a
he's
way
going to
to
talk
use
about
a lower
actually.
sinking speed initially,
There are a
then
whole
that's a 12-hour
360
save.
degrees.
So,
You only
how
have
much
one of
speed will
them.
we need to generate for the Watch for
So,
Rolling
however-
Rockstar? Well, keep in mind that even with access to unlimited horizontal speed, we don't have any improved vertical mobility. So to get to the top of the course, we need to travel up slopes and ride up elevators. So this will be the basic route.
You're not
Start
even
on the
close to
hyperspeed
what this
walking
guy's
slope,
capable of.
navigate along the path up from the lake, ride up this elevator, ride up this other
Who knows?
elevator,
What if I'm
make
in
our
a
way
different,
onto the amazing
PU?
emergency exit platform,
This
which
guy
is the
became
highest
like
point we can reach,
a
and then
supervillain,
launch to the Watch
but he
for Rolling
decided to
Rocks
use all of that
platform.
strength
By itself, that
for
still won't be enough
Watch
height,
for the Rolling
but
Rocks
the
0.5
scuttlebug
presses.
positions will provide
Actually,
the extra bounce
you wasted
we
4
need.
years to
So
get
this
your
is the
degree.
graph of the sinking
By
speeds
using
of these
4
slopes.
parallel universes, you could have
Unfortunately,
actually
we run
cut the
into a
time
bit
it
of
took
an
to
issue
actually
with the
acquire
path
the
up from the
degree.
lake.
That's all I'm
That area
saying.
is actually made up of dozens of floor triangles that each have different slopes. But
If you
that
used
didn't
4
stop me.
PUs, you could have
After
got 4
careful
degrees.
observation and scrutiny, I isolated 6 triangles, which I named T1 through T6. These triangles
the
have strictly
fuck?
decreasing steepnesses, so
Th-
we can
is he
meet each
being
of their
on this
sinking speeds in turn.
satirical?
Additionally, their heights span the entire vertical distance we need
T1
to cover
through
to go
T6?
from bottom to top
What is this, an
without
FF
leaving any
rating?
gaps in between. So, by using the slopes of those 6 triangles, we can complete the blueprint for our route, allowing us to utilize the first sinking speed of that initial slope.
I
So
can't
building
tell
up
if he's
speed only
schizo or
takes
if we're the
12
ones who
hours
are just
instead
too
of
dumb to
25.
understand him.
Now, we're almost ready to go back to the video, but there's just some final points I
Oh,
want to
we're
make.
gonna go back to
For
the-
example,
okay.
you don't need to have exactly the sinking speed to traverse PUs. If you have slightly less than the sinking speed, you'll move relatively forwards
Alright.
in the map. If you have slightly more than the sinking speed, you'll move relatively backwards in the map. And the further you deviate from the sinking speed, the greater this relative movement will be. Additionally, if you adjust your angle slightly away from the cardinal direction,
What?
you can move relatively sideways.
Why are there
But keep
cardinal
in mind
directions
that even
now?
the smallest possible angle deviation will be magnified over the QPU distance, and thus, Mario will be sent multiple feet to the side. Now, based off what I've told you,
So what does
you
it
might
mean for-
think you can only travel multiples
Okay.
of 4 PUs at a time, but that's not
Why?
actually true.
So
For
good.
example, if one of your quarter steps is out of bounds or over a ceiling, then that quarter step will be invalid. And since Mario moves up to but not including the first invalid quarter step, he can in fact end up stopping prematurely at one of the quarter steps. Separately, if you change slopes during a quarter step, your de facto speed will change and you'll alter the distance of the next quarter step. And so most
What?
likely, it will no
Why are they
longer
talking
sync
about
up with
quarter
a
steps
PU
like this
and
is
you'll end up
music?
stopping on the new slope. Finally, for simplicity, the set of PUs that are multiples of 4
Cock.
away, we call the QPU grid. And if Mario's on the QPU grid,
Okay.
then we say he's QPU aligned. Remember, moving a multiple of 4 PUs is easy, but moving a different
you go,
amount
he's at
requires
not-
special conditions,
he's
like
at-
added
he's at
bounds
lawful
or
good.
changing slopes. So, if you're
he's
QPU
back to
aligned,
neutral.
it's easy to stay that way. And if you're QPU
What's your
misaligned,
alignment?
it's easy to stay that way as well.
Actually,
now, if you
in this
become
view-
QPU misaligned, you'll need to correct that in order to return to the main map. But that can be
As I even had the
difficult if you're
glasses
not
on,
near
that's
out
how
of bounds
I
and your sequence of
remember.
slope changes is predetermined. So, managing your QPU alignment is one of the many
Oh, yeah,
challenges
I have
of
to remember-
planning a PU route.
I have to remember my
so now
PU
we're
alignment
finally ready to
mid-game.
resume the main video and watch the PU movement.
You
Just
call
kidding.
yourself
First, I
a
need to explain
speedrunner,
what
but you
these
don't have
screens
4
are. These
instances
extra
of
screens
parallel
will help you
universes
follow
open up at the
along
same
during
time.
the PU movement. The standard view is just the view that the game shows, but since I fixed the camera on the main map to prevent
Yeah,
the
this
game
is
from
only
crashing,
what it shows
this screen
you.
won't tell you very
You don't
much.
even know
The
what
relative
the
view
rest.
shows where I am in each PU. This is what it would look like if I let the camera follow Mario around, and if PUs weren't invisible. The relative map also shows where I am in each PU, but from an overhead perspective. And finally, the PU map shows
Oh
where
no,
I
this
am
is
in the
this is
PU
what
grid.
what he
Okay,
actually
so
sees
now
in his
let's
brain.
really
Is the
start.
bottom
So,
left.
as I explained earlier,
That's
I
what he
navigate
really
up the path
sees.
from the lake using the 6 triangles I isolated, and I've marked them in the relative map so you can follow along. So basically,
Which-
I get onto a triangle, let
which
my
POV
speed
are
drop
you?
until I'm around the sinking speed for that triangle slope, then navigate uphill on the triangle, and then move to the next triangle. Using what I taught you, you should be able to follow along with my movement. For
You should
example,
be able
I'm
to
able
follow
to
along,
move
right? It
relatively
makes sense
backwards
now, right?
because I have slightly more than the sinking speed. Whenever I move sideways, it's because I'm slightly angled away from the cardinal direction. And every time I move from triangle to triangle, my
What is
QPU
going
alignment
on?
changes.
I
But
don't
cleverly,
know.
I
I don't
planned
know
it in such a
anymore.
way that they'd all cancel out by the end, and I'd end up QPU aligned. So right now, I'm on the 6th triangle, so I do a little zigzag
Personally,
to
I'm
bring
more
me
of
back
a
towards
top
the main
right
map,
Indy.
as you can see on the PU map screen. Remember, I need
Whoa,
to return to
dinosaur
the
in the
main
top
map in
left?
order
Okay,
to
yeah, that's
access
actually
the
us.
elevator, since there are no objects in PUs. As you may have noticed right there, the elevator didn't register me until I
Listening?
started kicking, and that's actually the reason why I've been holding A this entire time. By holding A, I
Wait,
can
he's been
press B
holding
to
A?
do these little kicks. Without these kicks, I go through the elevator, but with the kicks, I can ride it up to gain precious height. Okay, so now we're closing in on the end. The final movement I do will be a kick onto the amazing emergency exit platform, then turn and launch
Jesus
myself
Christ, just
towards the
only
scuttlebug.
because he didn't
That
want to let go
movement
of
will
the
bring
A
me
button.
10 PU to the right and 3 PU down, but since I want to end up on the main map, I reverse that displacement and so position myself 3 PU up and 10 PU left. While doing that, I simultaneously position myself in the correct relative part of the map to make the movement work. Okay, now don't blink.
Okay, I didn't blink.
And
What
there
happened?
we go. By
No,
bouncing on the
didn't see it.
scuttlebug
I didn't
and
blink.
ground
I didn't see
pounding
it.
in the misalignment, I achieved just enough height to get onto the Rolling Rocks platform. Here, I show an abridged version of the scuttlebug raven, in case earlier's viewing was too choppy to follow.
There it is,
As you can
yeah.
see, the scuttlebug moves back and forth above its home. At the end, you can
You
see
know
I
what?
do 2 special
Imagine being
reasons
the
purely
game's
to
done
move him
quick and then you're
sideways and
sitting at
closer
his
to the
panel
corner,
and he's just
since he
trying
ended
to
up being
explain to
too
the
far
crowd. So
away
yeah,
for
so
the
this is
bounce
what
to
I
work.
do for this
And
this
here,
cut.
I show an alternate angle of the
I just
final PU movement.
I just
The
alternate my
scuttlebug
PA
actually
angles and
became
then reverse
active
them on
once
the
I entered
polarity
the
scale,
PU version
depending
of
on
this room.
the
So I
the
really
view.
only had a handful of frames to get over here before he fell
That'd be
too
the best-
far.
best
And
video we
there you
rocked
have
to.
it. Watch for Rolling Rocks done in 0.5 A presses. Man, I did not expect this
if I
video
have
to
fun,
become
it's like-
25 minutes
like
long when
shorter.
I started
Hold on.
commentating, but I guess there was just that much to explain. Hopefully, you were able to follow along
Oh, I
with
have
my
one that we
explanations
can
and
throw in.
visuals, learn something new, and had an
We can have
enjoyable
one more. We
experience.
can have one more.
So, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. There's something actually spooky. Take my glasses off. I don't need my glasses anyway. We're about to get spooked now.
Feels like a real baby. That's
A
a
real
ship,
baby.
tiny bones inside.
No, we didn't even watch the updated version. That was an outdated strategy.
February
Thank you,
2022,
Danny.
an urban explorer makes his way down a long-forgotten dirt road somewhere in rural China. His ultimate destination was a dilapidated structure shrouded in mystery for both him and all others in the region, with many referring to it simply as a laboratory. But what kind of laboratory was completely unknown? This did little to deter the man. In fact, the mystique of this building made the location even more tantalizing, as it would make for the perfect setting for a video on his TikTok page.
Whoa,
Perhaps the
he's
one
just
that
like
would
me.
finally thrust him into the public eye. And as he walked down that old dirt road, he believed that each step was taking him closer and
I love
closer
this
to
profile
uncovering
pic.
that building's original purpose. But what he'd find in that old laboratory wouldn't be answers. In fact,
You know
he
what
would be
I've
left with
seen
far more
happen.
questions, as the video he would go on to post would leave hundreds of thousands of people horrified, disturbed, and in many cases,
A little
scarred
twisted.
for life. With the clip setting off what may very well be
Yo,
the
chat,
darkest
clip that.
mystery to ever unfold on the
I just want
site,
to imagine
and
that he
perhaps
had
one of the most
he was live streaming
disturbing
this.
in the entire history of the internet.
He was like, oh
Before
my
we
God,
fully get into
guys,
things here, do you
I'm
have any
here
idea how many
in the
subscriptions you
Chinese
are currently paying
abandoned
for? I
factory,
didn't
and I
until
think
I
I
was
just
introduced to
found
today's
a
sponsor,
money.
Rocket
Oh my
Money.
God.
Rocket Money is an all-in-one finance platform that
By
allows
the
you
way,
to
guys,
save more
Rocket
and
Money
spend
can
less.
save you a
This
lot of
personal
money.
finance app allows you to manage subscriptions, lower bills, build a custom budget, and grow your savings all in one place. Rocket Money has saved me over $100 by canceling unwanted subscriptions that I completely forgot I was
these
paying
bodies
for,
disposed
while also
of
helping
in
budget
the
my spending
abandoned
by
facility.
creating a spend-to-earn ratio, a
Rocket
tool
Money
that I
can
use
actually
monthly to help
save
me
your
feel
money.
more in control of my finances. And with this, I've been using their smart savings feature, a
Unlike
tool that
those
automatically
victims, they didn't
deposits
have an
savings into a
emergency
savings
fund.
account
But with
with an
Rocket
amount
Money,
and
you can
frequency that I
actually
set
have something
beforehand. So
to,
if you'd like to
in
save
case
more and
the
spend
times get
less,
hard.
join the 3.4 million members using Rocket Money by going to rocketmoney.com/Crowley or by clicking the link in the description to get started for free or to unlock even more features with premium. That is rocketmoney.com/Crowley
I
to
wonder
get
who
started
will-
for
who will
free and to get your money
sponsor
right
Nico.
in
I
2023.
really hope it's Papa John's.
Of all the cases I've covered in the world of internet oddities and mysteries, this one is probably the most unique, as the contents of this mystery involve videos that can barely be broadcast in
chat.
any capacity, due to just how
Joker
disturbing
here.
they are. And although I'm sure some of you will be disappointed that the videos themselves are not shown in their entirety, I can assure you that these clips are ones that you don't want to see. And on that note, let's go back to that old dirt road.
Alright,
The
let's go
location
back.
was one of many examined by this explorer who goes under the name Beanbag Adventures on Douyin, the original Chinese version of TikTok. And for the sake of this
Whoa,
video,
okay.
his real name will not be
It even
disclosed
looks
as
just
he's
like
never
it.
made it publicly available. So I'll just be referring
What
to
the
him
fuck
as
did you say to
X.
me?
X's channel features a multitude of
I'm
creepy
here in the
locations
forest
left to the
camping.
mercy of time and isolation. But of all the
Whoa.
places he would go on to visit, he could tell immediately
Chad,
that
look.
this one was going to be different. As he entered the structure, he was greeted with an overwhelming
Oh.
stench that covered the building in its entirety. The mask he wore helped block out some of the smell, but not
Hey,
nearly enough
guys.
to make it a pleasant
Beanbag here.
experience.
We're
Noticing
visiting a
this, X
VTuber's
immediately
room.
began to suspect that something was off, as he roamed the halls of the lab using the smell as a marker, following it to uncover its source. This led him past the first floor and down into the structure's basement, which consisted
God,
of old
we're getting
concrete
closer.
rooms and tunnels, almost like some sort of fallout shelter. And as he passed by one room in particular, he knew he had found the source of the stench, as the
Chills.
smell coming from its opening was nearly unbearable. But having come all this
Okay,
way,
which
he
one of
decided
the-
to
of you
push
is
on
it?
and enter the room,
Who
turning on
forgot-
his
who forgot
camera
to lock
just
their
a few
door?
minutes later to reveal what exactly he had discovered.
来吧，兄弟们想看的，地下实验室，心理承受能力强的患有，随着镜头来。接下来大家所看到的一切物品。
As he enters the room, X shows a
Why is he
large
playing
pool-like
motivation-
structure
like,
lined with
motivational
old
music
pieces
while
of
he's
wood.
saying that?
And as it comes into frame, he prefaces the discovery by saying that the contents within this pool are merely props from an old movie. He then
Smile?
proceeds to point the camera down inside, revealing thick green water. And floating within this water were what looked to be children, mere babies, and dozens of them decaying in the water. X then begins to gag and runs out of the room, shutting off the camera right before getting sick. The video
Oh.
is shocking, and as it made its way through the Douyin site, it was met with mixed reactions. Many took X's word to heart, believing his explanation that the children were simply abandoned props left over from some movie that must have been shot there, while others called it an outright hoax, believing that X's demeanor and the editing of the video came across as disingenuous, before going on to assume that the explorer had just set it up himself. But within this crowd were a select few
I mean,
who
I
were
would comment on his
more
editing
concerned.
too. I mean, it's like,
The
are you playing
bodies
such...
looked so real, and each one appeared to be in different stages of decomposition. And that smell, if they were simply made of plastic and rubber, then why was that smell so unbearable to the point that X had gotten physically sick from it? Following this line of thinking, if somehow this were to be real, then that begs the question, what were all these bodies doing in an abandoned laboratory? Given what seemed to be their level of decomposition, it was clear that they hadn't been there for more than a few months, yet this structure has been left abandoned for decades, and you can tell as much just by looking at the infrastructure. Due to this video having been posted in 2022,
I feel like
this
bodies in
automatically
water
rules
would
out the idea that
decompose
this was
faster
part
than
of
that,
China's
wouldn't they?
one-child policy, as that was abolished back in 2015. Plus, that policy wouldn't have matched anyway, as some of the children seen in that water were, well, just that, children. None of them were infants, and some were even comparable in size to those as old as 5 or 6, which seems to immediately rule out this explanation. Digging into the video a bit deeper, a few others began to notice what they believed to be an off-putting detail, as directly after X states that the bodies in the pool were simply props, he then goes on to say that this video was going to be censored, and that you'll only ever see this from him. This prompted the theory that the movie prop line was just some sort of cover-up to allow the footage to be shown across Douyin, so that it could expose the true horrors transpiring in this old lab. Admittedly, some of these details are a bit bizarre, but despite all of this, the theory that these bodies were somehow real was merely speculation, and far-fetched speculation to say the least, as most would go on to assume the footage to be fake, carrying on with their lives and forgetting all about this bizarre video. And it wasn't just the viewers who seemed to immediately forget about this footage, as X himself would continue posting as usual immediately after this, making no mention of his discovery in that laboratory, and much like that laboratory, in the months that followed,
Yo, why is he
X's
doing that
video
arm
would
pose?
soon be
Why is
lost
he
to
doing that arm
time.
thing?
Or at least this was the case, until December 26th, 2022, when X would once again follow that old dirt road and return to the strange room.
兄弟们，防空洞里面那个实
No,
验
I'm
室，
scared,
一
brothers.
池子小孩儿，一池子小孩儿。今天我又来看一看
I don't know
台
where
上
he
的
is.
视频，胆小的勿看啊！
Okay, I won't
记
watch.
得注意细节。
Just kidding.
This time, things within that tunnel were different. Upon entering, he would see strange bottles and tubes on the ground, which hadn't been there before, and as he approached the pool, he could now see children's clothing scattered all across the pathway, including a cap which would commonly be worn by a child. The pool itself was also slightly altered, as there was now a large blue tarp covering the majority of its surface, concealing its contents. However, at the far end was an opening, just large enough to reveal that those prop bodies from before were in fact still in there. Only this time, the idea of them being movie props was far less believable. It had been 10 long months since X had first peered into that pool, and now the bodies he once claimed to be from a movie set were far more decayed, to the point that not just the bodies were shown, but the bones within them as well. Skulls, ribs, hips were all on display,
Drink a
being
shot,
revealed
you
by
won't.
the peeling of their rotten flesh, in a scene that looked all too realistic. So much so that X was now referring to them solely as dead bodies, as that level of
Drink the
detail would
water
have
and
been
I'll
nearly
donate
impossible to
1,000
fake.
scrummer.
X then pulls out his phone and reveals the date and time, December 26th, 2022, 11:26 a.m., before turning to the exit and leaving in a hurry.
黑暗时间啊，2022年12月26，兄弟们，这个味儿啊，
Wait, how come he's not wearing a
我
gas
居然能
mask
挺
this time?
过。
He's only... Well, yeah, why isn't he wearing a gas mask? Hmm.
不知道说点什么。
Jump in the water.
哎呀，这里还有这些药瓶子，拜拜了，又要走了。我去，这个臭啊！
Yeah, you know what, guys? I'm like, you know, I really wanted to travel through an abandoned building, but I wouldn't fucking do it alone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
The second video was far different from the first, as its validity is much harder to argue against. I obviously won't be showing it here, but the bodies were just too realistic. I honestly don't think they could have been faked, as even across all the big budget movies I've ever seen, no dead body props have ever come close to this level of realism, which makes it seem all the more unlikely that someone could have faked this just for a TikTok. And that sentiment was shared across the site almost universally. Rather than being a source of speculation like that first video, people were now left simply horrified, having likely witnessed the sight of a dozen dead children. And this wasn't the only major difference
the only
between
reason
the
this
two
got
clips
popular
either,
was because
with
there
the
were
most
bodies in there.
relevant coming
If it was
from
just
the
a regular
contents of the
old
video
lab,
themselves.
nobody would know
For
about this.
starters, those bottles, clothing, and that tarp were all not there upon
You were
his
drunk
first
and
visit,
you just
meaning
went
that
into a
whatever this
factory.
pool was being used for, it was still being actively visited and worked on after that first video was made. And worst of all, the number of bodies shown in that water was significantly higher the second time around, meaning that whatever he had walked in on was still clearly actively happening.
Yeah.
Despite this disturbing
this
detail,
looks.
this didn't stop X from returning just a few days later, determined to reveal all of the horrors of that old lab. And upon this third visit, he would follow that tunnel even deeper, this time finding tubes with fetuses in them, skulls, and even a fully complete vertebrae, piled on top hundreds of other bones. He'd even uncover multiple large bags filled to the brim with even more skeletal remains. And what made this all the more confusing was that all these bones were from what seemed to be fully grown humans, meaning that within this abandoned building were bodies ranging from newborns to children all the way to adults. According to a few people across Reddit, X would make one more video in this laboratory, this time focusing a search on the upper levels of the building, revealing more bones seemingly belonging to children, as well as kids' toys and masks.
You're gonna end up in one of these places. I did it around my hometown, but when my dad found it, I was like, oh yeah, there's ground just soaked with poison, but they don't see it on the signs.
这里还有一个皮箱，里边一只高跟鞋。这个应该是医院拍的片子，在走廊东侧发现了一个特别的格局，这个房间格局像不像是特别危险？医院的1楼、2楼、3楼。
I personally couldn't fully verify if this location was the same or not, but it does appear similar enough to at least mention here. With that being said, we were left with 3 to 4 short videos and so many questions, the most overarching of all being what the hell was happening in this laboratory. This question prompted numerous theories, one of the earliest being that a serial killer had been using this location to dump the many bodies of his victims. This would kind of make sense, as up until X had visited the building, it was virtually untouched for decades, making it the perfect place to commit heinous crimes far away from the public eye. But the main problem with this theory is the scale of it all. There were just too many bodies for it all to have been done by one person. Even a group of mass murderers would have a hard time amassing so many victims. And given the fact that most of these bodies seemed to belong to children, and the fact that they were disposed of in such a bizarre way, made many others begin to shift their beliefs towards other theories.
I mean,
with
I
by
don't
far
think it's
the most
that
popular
bizarre.
being that this location was being used as some sort of black market organ trade. This idea became a main focal point following the second video in particular, as many of the bodies shown had openings in their chest cavities, which revealed that they all seemed to lack any internal organs, prompting the belief that the kids were killed for their organs, perhaps in a medical facility somewhere else, and their bodies were dumped in this location afterwards, assuming that they would...
Wait. If it was some like state-sanctioned genocide, and they're trying to dump the bodies, I feel like they would have a place that was actually guarded and also hidden and a little bit more professional than this. I don't think being able to let some random dude just walk in there is something that they would allow.
Never be found. And in the minds of many, this wasn't just being done by some random group, and instead they believed it was being carried out by their country's own government.
And that's awesome. That's a lot more efficient.
Organ donation program. That's because culturally,
you probably turn them into like
biofuel
biofuel or something, not this.
Even after death.
The organ trade in China is quite the rabbit hole, but to make
They'll
things
use acid or
simple,
burn
China
them
has
because,
one of the
like, yeah,
lowest
that's what I'm saying.
percentages of organ donors out of any major country. But
just feel
despite this,
so
it's
toxic
somehow
they
known
couldn't
as
even
one of
walk
the
inside the
easiest
room.
places to get an organ transplant, especially for wealthy individuals. People even travel there from other countries to get life-saving procedures, as transplants that could take years and years in the US can be done in China in the matter of weeks, as long as the money is right. Which begs the question, Where do these organs come from? Well, in recent years, China has been caught executing prisoners that were not sentenced to death simply in order to use their organs in this trade, all because of the staggering amount of money that can be made per
there's
procedure.
not really much
and
to
though this
get
practice
there.
works for adults,
If they're
there is
mostly
one thing
children,
that
it's
these
just like about
prisons
if they
don't
start adding
have.
up.
Children. So when a child needs a new organ, let's say one of a high-ranking official or a wealthy member of Chinese society, where do they turn? This idea has prompted the belief that China has been doing some shady things to obtain these organs, like perhaps kidnapping and killing innocent children, simply to use their organs and save other wealthy children in order to gain a massive profit. Now I have to say that this is not a fully confirmed theory by any means, but it is a fairly common belief, even among members of China's own population. And because of this, X's 4 videos prompted outrage across social media, with many calling out the government for their involvement. And as soon as those fingers started to point, the case took a drastic turn. On the morning of January 15th, the Beanbag Adventure channel would disappear from the Douyin site without explanation, which honestly comes as little surprise. X had shown his face all over these videos and was clearly not shy about exposing this lab, and with so many people now blaming the government, it was only a matter of time before he...
Jesus, that looked like a face right there. That one right there, while I was trying to look
so
like a
many
face.
People now blaming the government, it was only a matter of time before he was silenced. In fact, X himself even foresaw this happening all the way back in that first clip. Unsurprisingly, when X's account went dark, many immediately began to fear the worst, believing that he was not only silenced on social media, but silenced altogether, likely being thrown in a prison somewhere or just killed outright. Because of this, X was hailed as a hero for risking his life to show the world what was truly happening there, and most believed that this would be the last time we would ever hear from X again.
Knowing that it's true.
But as it turns out, something much stranger would happen from here.
No.
Just a few days after its removal, the Beanbag Adventure account would re-emerge, this time with all 4 of these videos missing. And even more bizarrely, he just continued uploading videos from there, going to different locations and making that same content he once did before stumbling across that lab. Despite the massive virality of the story, not once has he ever acknowledged any of his previous findings. And if you look at his page today, you would never know that just a few months before, he had the entire nation in an uproar. The whole situation is incredibly off-putting, and who knows what happened to X during that time his account went down.
But not to this
But whatever it was, it clearly frightened him enough to never speak of this abandoned building again. For many, this behavior confirmed their suspicion that the government was somehow involved in whatever the activity was happening within this structure. While for others, this confirmed that this was all somehow staged,
the government has
as
something
if
to
it
do
were
with
real. The chances of X being alive
They were
right
just
now
like, nah,
would
that's
seem
not,
to
that
be
ain't
rather
happening.
unlikely.
It didn't
Plus,
matter.
within all his exposés of this
Even
lab,
if it was true or
he
not,
never
I feel
actually
like if I was
revealed
the
where it
Chinese
was,
government, I would do
causing
the same
doubt in
thing.
the minds of a select
Like,
few.
I'll get people
But
are
if I'm
trying
being
to suss
honest,
us out.
I just don't believe that
Whether
those
we
bodies
actually
could have
did it or
possibly been
not.
faked. Though due to the nature of
Not
cases like
saying
this
we
in
did.
China, a true answer has never and likely will never be fully revealed, leaving us with nothing more than speculation and a mystery far darker than any we've ever delved into. I'll be monitoring this case for the next few months to see if anything changes or is revealed, as due to the high level of censorship, information was incredibly hard to find on this story, making it likely that not everything said here was entirely true, so I will be sure to update you all if anything ever comes of this. But until then, we'll be left with far too many questions, and nowhere near enough answers.
What a video. And that's the kind of stuff that I like. Like, genuinely. What? Oh, hold on, let me take that off. Let us go ahead and raid Bulky Mama. We're gonna go ahead and visit her. It's been a little bit. If you're not already. Thank you, Vision Freak. We'll discover more mysteries together. If you're not in my Discord, you just posted a link. That's like the only place I show when I'm actually on and not. But I think we'll be back tomorrow or so. So yeah, thanks for being here. Have a good night. Thank you. And until then, good night. Sleep well. I'm just kidding. I almost forgot to put the raid message. That is our raid message, so let me copy that.